Grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot, Head full of flies, so here come the clouds, They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost, Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up and they gon' rise to the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Everyone, good afternoon, morning, wherever you may be. Hello. So I was tired this morning. I'm telling you, the sun just beats me up. I can't help it. The sun beats me up. I know that a few people were in here before. Something happened with the comments whenever I changed the date. Let me see if they're in the beginning here. Yeah, they're not. I don't know what happened, and my StreamYard's still pinned. But anyways, when I changed the date, or the time, because I was going to go at noon, but I saw nobody was really live right now. And so I decided to go live because we got a lot of stuff to cover because I wasn't live yesterday. I came live for a little bit, but it was on my way out the door to go to Osceola County, or Orange County rather. We didn't make it to Osceola, went to Orange, and I'll explain a little bit about it for Paul and Miranda. Many of you guys have been following us. We went out to Paola, to search for Paola back in January, and have been following the case. We've made several trips out there to search for her. We had, from out the gate, this whole gator attack just didn't bode well with a few of us. It wasn't just me out there. It was Chronicles of Olivia. It was Mom. It was JLR. It was me. It just didn't bode well. Caribbean Kool-Aid's been out there. She didn't come with us. Wish she would have, but she didn't. And but she's seen the terrain and everything like that. So it was a lot of rough stuff. So I'll give you guys an update. I didn't prepare the video yet. I started the video yesterday on my phone, and then I'm like, I don't want to do it on the phone because I can do so much more on the computer. So that's what I'll be doing today once we get through all of this. I'm just going to stay live until we're done with the show today. So hopefully you guys, like, share, and subscribe. And if you're on the replay crew, please don't forget to thumbs this video up because I work very hard and I'm out in the sun. Like yesterday was hot. So, but it's what we do. So if you guys want to join in on the conversation, this is open panel. If you'd prefer me opening up the phone lines, just let me know. I'll open up the phone lines if you'd prefer calling in. But we got a lot of stuff. There's some weird stuff in the news today too, as well. Just weird. Just weird. We're going to go over it. Belinda, good morning. I believe Frankie was our newest member. I saw her at the top, but like I said, when I changed the time, it got rid of some comments. So I apologize about that. Belinda, good morning. Peaches, nice to see you. Karen G. Ange, Heather Mack, nice, from Ohio. It was funny. Well, no, I guess not funny, but it was a little crazy because I was going through my phone. My phone is just, I have such a large amount of storage on my phone. When it starts getting to about 100 gigs of memory left, I start freaking out and I got to dump my phone. So I actually went through my phone today and put everything on my hard drive. And that took many hours this morning, a lot more hours than I like, but my cell phone holds a half a gig on it, 512, or actually a half a terabyte. So 512 gigs. So anyways, I went through there and some of my photos were my trip to Rogersville when I was heading to Ohio. So, it was crazy. I just did a folder for Ohio. Georgia girl, nice to see you. May, nice to see you. I think I said hello to you, Angel, but if I didn't, good morning. Margaret, it's nice to see you here from Scotland. Sunny, Lynette, Haley, Cassius, Patty, nice to see you guys from South Carolina. We're going to be talking about some updates on Alex Murdaugh today as well. There's that's a crazy case. I'm just surprised people aren't talking more about this Alex Murdaugh case. I don't understand it. This case is just, it's got my attention. It's got me paying attention, right? Sherry, nice to see you. Chadwell, Northern Light, Justice for All. Big virtual hug, my friend. Big virtual hug. Who else? Connie Branch, nice to see you. Steffers, nice to see you. Good morning, Coffee Beans. I love that. Let me just put that up there. What do you like? Good morning, Coffee Beans. I love it. I love it. Hello, Silly. Nice to hear from you this morning. Aw, you giving me some love. You're giving me some love. I love it. Cows Go Moo. Nice to see you here. Hellcat. Nice to see you. Hellcat, I need you to do me a favor. I think you did this once before, and I apologize if I lost it. I just get so much stuff, and I just, again, apologize. Can you send me an email with your contact information? You know that we're going to be going out as a team here in the next few weeks, and may need to speak with you for help or something. If you know areas, I just don't like being out there. I know that you live somewhere in the Idaho region. So if you can give me your contact information, I greatly appreciate it, because I may need to call you. Just saying. I think you did it once before, and I may have saved it, but just so I have it, at something recent, that'd be good. It'll be easier for me to search for it. You're in my prayers, Connie. What's going on with Connie? Let me go back up here. Connie, did I miss something? Let's see. Good morning. Asking for everyone's prayer. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. Are you okay? Oh, Lord have mercy. I am so sorry to hear that. Was he at home? Was he out of town? I mean, well, maybe it's too soon to talk about it. I can't even begin to imagine. I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you and your family. It truly does. I can't imagine. You're on here, a lot with us, and we talk about this. And if you reach out to me by email, I'll give you my personal cell. So if you just need to talk or chat or whatever, anything I can do to help, please let me know. I'm sorry. Let's give some prayers for Connie this morning. She could really use them. Sorry. Did I say hi to Kasia? Sorry about that. I just took kind of... Misty D, good morning. Bell, nice to see you. Amy M, as always, nice to see you here. Jen P, thank you. I am Team Summer. Kimmy 71. Rhonda, nice to see you here. Mary, nice to see you. Cincinnati, Ohio. Miss Adamson, nice to have you here. DW. Bren. Well, we got it's filling in today. Cage Don the inside. Am I saying that right? Cage Don the inside from Jacksonville. It's nice to see you. I am that bitch, Mama Bear. Nice to see you. Good morning. Doobie or Dubai. Sorry if I'm messing your name up. Donna. Oh, Cher. Girl, we haven't seen each other or chatted with each other in a while. It's nice to see you. We're going to go back through some stuff. We're going to go through some stuff, and I found some more stuff. We're going to literally go back to the very beginning, like when this all started. Justice, not judgment. Nice to see you. Didn't need to be so snarky. It's kind of rude. just to let you know. Where did you go in Ohio? Oh, Lord. I know I was near Cleveland. I can tell you that. I know I was near Cleveland because I went to Cleveland. Jean, nice to see you. Nancy B, Amanda. Oh, Kim, beautiful Kim is in the house. Nice to see you, honey. So sorry about yesterday. I was wanting to come live. It was extremely hot. I had to reserve as much phone, not necessarily phone power, but it was so extremely hot that as you're videotaping and things of that nature, it'll shut your phone down, the hot heat of the phone. So streaming heats up the phone and an already hot phone. So I just chose to videotape. We have some videos that I'd like to show you from yesterday. But before we go there, we're just going to go over and touch base on some crazy news that is going on out there in different states. This one happens to be coming from Pennsylvania, PA. And this guy is a freak. Okay. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to go into detail with it. This is a trigger warning for those that have light stomachs. Okay. I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time if you might want to mute my conversation here in just a second. Yes, I'm going to start going through our conversation from the start to finish and show it all from day and yeah. Well, because where's my envelope? I know I've got the envelope somewhere. I hope I did not move it. I always do this. I move stuff around on myself and then I kick myself in the butt for cleaning my office. Oh, here we go. Because I kind of went through, and this is a growing list, Cher. This is a growing list. And so, I'm sick and tired of everyone saying that there is no evidence in this case. And they're acting like circumstantial cases are not convictable in a court of law. And they absolutely are. Witness testimony, eyewitness statement is some of the most powerful evidence you can have. Somebody going in, sitting down and stating what they saw. These are some of the interviews that we had with people in and around the wells that had firsthand knowledge about these people. And so it's just, it's like, what do you mean there's no evidence? Take your blinders off. So I went through some of the things, Cher. So just to inform you, I know I got a couple other creators in here. Before we get, I'm going to go into Summer Wells a little bit more, but you weren't here for this. And so I went through and I thought, what are the things that really kind of put it in perspective for me or made me really shift my thought process from an abduction or any other theory directly to the parents and the parents' behavior. And here's a few things, key points that I found. And again, this is a growing list, and I haven't really touched this list in a little minute, and I will get back to it. So some of the key points in the Summer Wells case that everybody needs to remember, in my opinion, they were the last people to see Summer and to see Summer alive. Last people. And I want to include Don Wells on that because, as many of you guys know, I truly believe that man was at work. But, this is a year later. And when you go back and listen to all of his inconsistency and him constantly making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again, it leads me to believe he was there. Because he keeps saying, the last time we saw her, the last time, and it always goes back to correcting himself. You would think that after you make that mistake a few times, you don't make that mistake anymore. And I truly believe that is the truth within the lie, or portion of it. And we talk about that on this channel all the time. Every lie has, in my opinion, has some foundation of truth, especially to the people that are so convincing when they lie, because that's how they're able to be so convincing when they lie, in my opinion. But the timelines don't add up. They've never really added up. The timelines have, even almost a year later, law enforcement still can't match their timeline. Problematic. That is very problematic. After a year, they should have a perfect timeline. After a 30-day period, they shouldn't have to be going back to these people to fix timelines. I'm sorry. In 30 days, people should know what they did that day. You've gone through your phone, you've gone through your notes, you've gone through your calendar, you've thought about this over and over and over and over again, day in, day out, day in and day out for 30 days. You should have your damn timeline down to the millisecond after 30 days. Why are we still having problems with this timeline a year later? The suspicious behavior from both Candus and Don in and around the time that Summer went missing, and I say in and around the time that Summer went missing is because we have corroborated statements from Dudley Ajan as well as Jackie Dobbs that discusses, and these are people that don't even talk to each other, that don't even know each other. Dudley and Jackie don't know each other. So how would they come up with almost the identical story about the strange behavior that Don was exhibiting on the 14th of June, 2021? Inconsistent statements, games and pranks. They have a missing daughter and they think it's okay. And that just brought me to another one that's not even on this list. And that's Candus while her daughter was missing 2 days, is not helping with any searches, is not helping, rather thinks it's the best use of her time to go interrogate a 15-year-old boy at his home about what he said to law enforcement. Who cares? Your child is missing, right? I need to go down because I'm just rambling off and I'm not even paying attention to none of y'all. So there's a lot of evidence. They just ain't moving on it. Exactly. And it comes down to that response that, Jennifer Coffendorfer provided me. Let me get over to my messages. I don't want to put this up because it won't let me take that one. Let me see if I can. I don't want to put, because it has a lot of people that speak to me in here. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can just take a screenshot of it, of what I want. And then I'll just post that up. There we go. Okay. There we go. Download it. Yeah. I think we should have it in documents. Download it. There we go. Is that it? There it is. I love technology when it works with me on the go, because you guys remember, I'm not good. I'm still learning this MacBook Pro. I'm learning stuff every day. So here, let me pull this up for you guys. So that kind of goes right in line with what Jennifer said. They just aren't moving on it. That's what I am bitch mama bear. And so for you guys to read, I'm just going to read this out loud for those that can't see it on their phones. It says, "Hi, Jennifer. My name is Andrew Griffin. I have a small YouTube channel. I've been following the case of Summer Wells for some time. I've made several trips out there and assisted in a candlelight vigil for her. Do you have any insight on why you believe Don and Candus haven't been charged with child welfare crimes against their kids, such as negligence, abuse, etc.? Thank you in advance for your time and response. Respectfully, Andrew Griffin." And she responds back and says, "I pondered this extensively and have come to the conclusion that the investigators and prosecutors are not aggressive, and LE mishandled the investigation from the onset. This case is a travesty and one I hold close." So that is from Jennifer Coffendorfer directly. And I think that goes right in line with your point. They've got stuff. They're not moving on it. Or they screwed up some of the stuff that they could have used to arrest these people, and they're not wanting to tell us that. Maybe that's it in and of itself. Maybe it's not a financial issue with the county, why they're not prosecuting this case. Maybe it is something that is just, I don't know. But anyways, playing games and pranks, and then going over to H's house 2 days after he was interrogated, or a day after he was interrogated, interrogating him further to find out what he's told law enforcement. To me, that sounds like somebody that was scared that something may have slipped that shouldn't have slipped. The magical phone erase on all 3 phones from 3:30 on Don Wells' phone, Candus Wells' phone, and Candace Harris' phone. The strange stop at the storage shed when he was so concerned about his daughter missing and being abducted, and knowing that that's what it was. He has time to stop at the shed, get out and go to the shed. Lack of emotion. Constant use of past tense. Remember, share, and maybe Justin, you do too. Remember we were told that the boys were left at the house to clean? So the mysterious cleaning, but there was no evidence of the house being cleaned by the time Chris McDonough went in it. I mean, the inserted nap, the inserted washing laundry, the inserted lunch that for months people have asked her what the kids ate, and she's never once said anything about a stinking lunch. And now she's Mother of the Year and makes lunch for these kids. The 911 call, the mysterious walk. I got to stop there because that's almost the segue into part of my my segment on Summer Wells. So let me just get to the strange news here. Let me just catch up on some of your comments here real quick. Oh, my summer hurts. Or my heart hurts too for Summer. I mean, this is agony. And not only that, but I have a funny feeling, and I literally don't want to say this word. I don't. But I'm starting to feel cold. I'm starting to feel this case is going cold. Guys, I really feel like this case is going cold. People aren't talking about it as much. We haven't had any updates from TBI, Hawkins County, the FBI. Nobody has given us one single update on this case. You know who's providing us updates on this case? You know, people like Michelle Walk, you know, Michelle After Dark, JLR, some of the other ones that are reaching out to find information about some of the players of this case. You know, it was a YouTuber that found out that it might have even been JLR, I can't recall, that let us know that Don Wells is getting out on October 30th. None of us knew that. None of us knew that. Law enforcement is not talking to the public at all about this case. And here we are 14 months later and have no damn information about Summer Wells, her location, or why her parents, the most despicable people, are not behind bars on the atrocities that they committed against their own children. Nothing. How can that be? How? The prank call really shows how cunning Candus is capable of being. It absolutely does. Hands down. Absolutely. Great question. Somebody had explained it to me because this was not, you know, I didn't think that this was it, but there were some people that called in. And actually, we need to go through. I keep wanting, and I keep pushing this off, and I need to address it. And it's, you know, Mary and Jeannie's theory as to what they think happened to Summer Wells. We have got to dive into that because that kind of teetered me off the fence a little bit as to whether this may have been nefarious or an accident. So we need, I'm going to be taking a deep dive. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's do it. Let's do that tomorrow. We will take a deep dive into their theory tomorrow, maybe Monday. You'll know by the thumbnails. I'll be setting up everything. As you guys notice, I've been trying to set up the schedule on here way beforehand. So constantly be going back to my channel to make sure you're notified of any upcoming lives or videos, because I am doing more. Because stuff is getting so busy here. And of course, I'm doing all the research myself. It's being hard to do a good job with everything in one live. So I figured breaking it up gives us a point of topic. Does it work? I don't know. But at least you guys know whether it's something you're interested in or something that you're not, right? So exactly why, let's see what Justice says. Exactly why is she worried what a 14-year-old boy is doing when her daughter is missing? Absolutely. And that was what I was saying. You know, it's sus to me. And, you know, people keep saying that there's no evidence. There is definitely, without a doubt, evidence. Whether they want to acknowledge it as evidence or not is not my problem. But this is evidence in a court of law. I mean, a circumstantial case. This is absolutely worth its weight. I tweeted at the governor, Bill Lee, Coffin-Dauphers Street. Oh, that reminds me. A lot of people have, there was a couple other people that sent me some emails, Twitter messages, and otherwise that and I haven't advocated for it at all. You know, people are tired. They're reaching out to Governor Bill Lee to say, you know, enough's enough. We need some action here. We need help. Hawkins County needs help. I'm sorry, folks, but we kind of saw the signs. And I think it kind of sealed the deal for me when I heard the disdain that, John Pruitt had for his counterparts that he was working with on the Summer Wells case, almost as if he just wants to be left alone. FBI, go away. TBI, go away. I got this. No, you don't. Clearly, you don't. So let's put the egos aside, Hawkins County, and let's get to work. Seriously. Yeah, she's good. That's almost a double-edged sword. What time you going live? If I'm going to be snoring in the phone, I don't know how good that'll be. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to do whatever. I actually should be up a little later because I've got some other things going on in this county, and I'm not even going to be back here until almost 8:30 or 9 o'clock tonight. So I'll still be awake. I won't even be wind down by then. So just let me know what time, and I'm happy to help. Where are we? Sorry, guys. I'm getting... Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear about that, Justin? So Don, on one of the things, I even did a clip of it where he's talking to somebody, and he even says, I think it was the behavior panel, and I think it was another YouTube creator as well, where Don was, he almost was trying to get in front of something that he potentially saw as a threat. So even though the question hadn't even been answered to him yet, he had already started, basically saying, oh yeah, and the cops have come back to us and told us that this timeline isn't jiving. They can't get it to match no matter which way they work it. So they told me to go sit with my wife and go through the timeline to make sure we've got everything down. And she forgot things like her doing laundry and making lunch. And I'm like, we've been asking about what food that child has eaten that day for literally a stinking year. And all of a sudden we have lunch interjected. Where the hell did this lunch come from? Nobody's ever heard this child eating food. As a matter of fact, many of us out here at the beginning of this case were screaming, did you not feed this child all day? Even Chris McDonough picked up on that when they were talking about going to Sonic. Right? Picked up on it as if they were going to Sonic. And said, so did you guys get any food or just slushies? And she specifically said, slushies. She never once said, we got slushies because I fixed her lunch when we got back home. But yeah. I'll have to find that clip, but I think I clipped it because I'm pretty sure I did a video. It wasn't a live. I think it was a clipped video that I did. So it's in my video as opposed to my my lives. But yeah. Yeah, it's sad. But I don't know how else to describe it. And there's some things that I'm really starting to think that needs to, well, I guess this would be a criminal investigation as is. It's a child, the FBI is involved. It's past the missing person case. It is in a criminal investigative case, but it's not into a homicide investigation as of yet. And I think the reason why it hasn't moved to a homicide investigation yet is one, they haven't gotten all the evidence processed, including DNA. Maybe they didn't do some of the searches they should have. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's the bad thing about these cases. There's no transparency, and law enforcement, in all fairness, has no duty of transparency in an open case for the preservation of their case. So, I mean, I understand why they have the rules that they have, but still, it sucks. I mean, we're here 14 months later. You would think that something, I mean, we know that nothing's changed, but sometimes just seeing your face and you acknowledging that nothing's changed and people are concerned is sometimes like just common sense. Like, just come out and say you have nothing new, so at least the people don't think you have completely forgot about this child and this case and have moved on to other cases that are easier to solve, right? Maybe start identifying things that you need for search warrants. Maybe a member of the community has photos that might have something in it that you have probable cause to go pull a subpoena or search warrant. So they shut down. Everybody has completely shut down on this case. Hello, little dove. Nice to see you. Annabelle, nice to see you. Yeah, about a month later. That's been a question. And not only that, but in an interview that we personally had with Don Wells, he stated that they got their phones back literally within, what did he say, Justin? I think you weren't there for that one. That was the last day we were there when everything went crazy. But I'm pretty sure he said he got the phones back like in a half hour or 2 hours, but he had them back that night. So I think the reason why he got his phones back is not because Hawkins County or TBI deleted everything on his phone and everything on Candace Bly's phone and everything on Candace Harris' phone. What I think happened is law enforcement realized these things were deleted and said, we have no use for your phone. We're going to have to subpoena Google. We're going to have to subpoena Facebook. We're going to have to subpoena all these things so we can find out, whatever phone service that they're with, we're going to have to find out what was on those phones through a different route because they were already cleared. I don't think law enforcement did that. I have never heard law enforcement doing that. Ever. I mean, I'm not saying it's never been done unless it was an act, but I've never heard anybody delete somebody's phone like that from a specific time, 3:30 on June 15th. 3:30 on. Odd, don't you think? Anyways, let's get into the weird news so we can have more of an in-depth conversation about summer. We're going to pull it up. I just wanted to show you guys some things. Some crazy things. Hold on, let me turn this off right here. There we go. And again, for all the people that have weak stomachs, you can come back on in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. But you might want to mute your volume because this is really disturbing. Okay? It's really disturbing. This is a trigger warning. I'm not going to read this article because I don't think I think the title in and of itself is self-explanatory. Yep. Crazy, huh? Tell me that is not absolutely insane. So for people that want to say that this kind of stuff doesn't exist, well, yes, it does. Because somebody just went to jail for this. And it makes me very, very concerned how somebody can buy these things on Facebook. Like, this blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Did you guys get that? Let me pop this up again. I want you to read. I'm not saying it up here, but I'll let you guys read. Yes. What? Guys, the black market is real. It truly is real. But let me show you what this guy looks like. I think this is even more disturbing. Right? Right? That to me is creepy. But in all fairness, if I saw this guy, oh, hey, Miss Daisy, how are you? I'm telling you, if I saw this guy, I would cross the road. This guy, his face, and trust me, I am not. I deal with people that have face tattoos. It's not a tattoo thing for me. It's not a tattoo thing for me. It really is not. Okay. I don't judge people by the tattoos they have on their body, whether it's on their face or not. But this guy here creeps me the F out. Let's do this again. Creepy? Yes. Check. What did he do? Disgusting. Check. Creep? Yep. All right, I'm done with that. Again, not going into that one. I may research it and do a video on it because I mean it's creepy, and I want to know how in the world somebody can buy things like. Can I say organs on? I guess it could be like an organ that you play, right? Buying organs, skulls, and other remains on Facebook. Facebook. I say one political thing that somebody doesn't like, I'm shut down. Like my account is shut down for 7 days, right? But you can go and buy this stuff. He's probably a frequent flyer. I mean, this is just, I don't know what to say. This is insane. Can I buy $1 million Facebook? Do you have something I can get for free, please? Can you imagine the cost? How does this man get this money to get all those tattoos, all those piercings, to look like the devil and to act like the devil? How is this possible? Many of the people in my audience work 2 or 3 jobs sometimes and barely get by. And this guy's got extra money to go on Facebook and buy this stuff? What? You can't make this stuff up. But I want to know how he got them, and I want to know whose they are, because we are, true crime. Maybe this is something we can dive into and do a little more investigative work on. Oof. How do you find? But you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you find people on Facebook? Do they have this secret private chat somewhere in the back that says, "Hey, you need an organ? Come over here. We got plenty in stock. What do you need? A heart? A liver? A couple pairs of lungs?" What? Oh, Lord. I'm wondering if they got extra brains laying around. They have extra brains laying around on Facebook, because we got a lot of people over here on YouTube that can use them. You got some brains? I gotta stop. I could probably go on all day. All right, so the gruesome is over, kind of, sort of. Many of you guys, do you guys remember this? I know that this happened probably by Sell and Trading. Hey, I'll give you part of my liver for a kidney. Can we trade? I'm not trading my brain. I ain't getting rid of my eyes. Do we have a new torso? Torso. Is there a new torso in Facebook? Can I get a torso, please? Preferably, slender built, nice abs. Oh, dang, geez. Right? Oh my gosh. Maybe that's what we need to call some of these people. Instead of telling them that they have mental problems, we'll just call them scarecrows. Scarecrows and lions. Ooh, yeah, we can do lion. We can't do tiger. Can't do tiger. We don't want to be insulting to the Tiger King, right? No, I can't even use that because there's 2 of them now. We don't want to offend Ernie. Frankenstein. Hey, for a good set of abs, cut me up, baby. Lay me down. Just curious. I'm just curious if Facebook. Have you guys seen Facebook? Do they have some extra body? Just stop. I gotta stop. Okay, we're done. But anyways, getting to Florida. This was not too long. Oh, hey, Suzanne. Nice to see you. Is Guidance in here too? And Be Buddy fan? Hello, all. I don't even think I said hi to Miss Robbins. Zen Boots Z and 777. Nice to see you, Jamie. I need a bigger butt. Oh, you better be careful. You know, those butt surgeries are lethal. They're so lethal, it took Dolly's channel out once. So the guy is a creep. They apparently there's some, if you guys just missed it, for those that are coming in, apparently they sell everything on Facebook these days. And a creep just got arrested for buying things like, I don't know, skulls and organs and I don't know. And they were trying to figure out where they could buy this stuff. If there's a secret, you know, society on Facebook with a private group, and somebody said, buy, sell, and trade. So I was just trying to see if anybody can trade my kidney for a liver. Oh, Lord. But anyways, getting back to Florida, this happened not too long ago. I remember this happening because I was absolutely shocked. And it happened, I want to say in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I'm pretty sure I did a video on this particular case. I don't think we did a whole live on her, but we definitely did a video. And this was in Martin County, Florida, and she had a handyman. This lady disappeared, and nobody knew what happened to her. And come to find out, the handyman killed her and put her in a septic tank on her property. It was awful. So, and he was 34 years old. Well, he has been charged and convicted. So I'm just going to read this article for you. 34-year-old man was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms in prison in connection with the death of a missing woman whose body was found in a septic tank in March. Oh, that's why it was so familiar. So I think it was March of this year that they found her. But for whatever reason, I thought it must have happened at the beginning or the very end of last year. Yes, absolutely, Bright Light. And so anyways, he went to court and they did find him guilty of this killing of her and putting her into the septic tank. I don't know why he got 3 consecutive life terms, but it might have been other things happened to her. I don't remember this case verbatim. Well, let's just read here. It says, according to the Treasure Coast Palm, the autopsy revealed Cole's death was a homicide caused by blunt force injuries to the head, torso, and extremities. There were reported lacerations on her forehead. Cole's nose was fractured and multiple ribs were broken. Cole was allegedly suffered contusions on her arm, thigh, and leg, and there was evidence of asphyxiation. Dimish, who worked as a handyman for Cole, was reportedly found guilty of first-degree murder, burglary of an occupied dwelling with assault or battery, there it is, it's the SA, grand theft of a motor vehicle. Because he actually stole from her and took off in her car. So be careful who you guys hire, because, you know, especially you single females. I always try to believe that women can do everything men can do, and vice versa. You know, it is 2022, but at the end of the day, we are still very vulnerable to much larger prey. You know, men in some cases, due to substances and other things, it's just, you know, we got to be cognizant. We have to be on our toes. You know, so it just is bad. This was also another thing. I don't know. I don't know if that's what you do unto others. I'm not. I understand your point of view and absolutely welcome. I just don't know if I mimic that conclusion, as you probably already know. But no big deal. And here is another thing, and this is kind of going to segue into something else, and we're going to start talking about our stuff with Paola. I'm going to get that out of the way since I just did that yesterday. But we talk a lot about SA and ST on this channel. I probably could say it without being dinged. I was always told you get dinged, but I don't believe that to be true. Hold on just a second. Let's see something here. And this kind of goes right in line with that. So, hold on a second. There we go. So this kind of goes right in line with that thing, because that topic. Because here's one again. I'm not going to really read too much about it, but this was related to a. We're just going to speak about this fleeting in nature. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because of the sensitivity of the topic, and this has nothing to do with our overall conversation here. This is just to be aware of. So this is a gentleman. They don't tell us how he is connected to the victim. It does sound like he could potentially be family or a family friend. And he has done some really horrible things to a 12-year-old. I assume that he was babysitting or watching. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but he is now behind bars on manufacturing of this stuff. It appears that law enforcement actually received a statement from somebody. And I don't know if it was like Google. They didn't say who it was, if it was somebody that knew that this was going on or what. If it was, we don't know how the report got to law enforcement with this case. We don't know. All it basically states is that somebody reported it. And I don't know if that somebody was a corporation that sleuths like this to find this kind of stuff or something else. But they did get him on their radar and went and arrested him and found a bunch of stuff on his computer. They found the victim. The victim is associated with him somehow, some way. It is horrible. It is, that child was definitely ST and, was still able to go home to mom and dad every night. So parents probably had no clue what was happening. No clue. So before we go, I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be updating. We're going to be getting into Summer Wells after. Hold on, let me pull this up. I got to pull my Finder up to get it moving in the right direction. And let me make sure it turns on first. And we're going to watch some videos. Looks like it just started up. So let's see if I can play these videos. I think this is the one first. Yeah, this is the first one. Let's see if we can play it without any problems. Sometimes we get some technical issues when I set this stuff up. Andra, aka Bullhorn Betty, is out here at the Conway Center where we're meeting 2500 South Samora Avenue, South Samora Boulevard. And we're out here with the family of Paola Miranda Rosa. We're sitting here. We just got done with a few media interviews, and we're all ready to kind of be hitting the streets. We got our signs ready. We got our shirts on, and we're ready to go make a difference, have our voice be heard, and ask for law enforcement to start stepping in and actually investigating the Paola Miranda case as if they would, if something or someone was abducted. Because at this point, there is no evidence of an alligator attack. This woman seemingly vanished, and we want to be out here to help her and help the family get some answers. I've got the bullhorn, we got our signs, and we got people. That's a great combination, a great start, and we will continue down this road. Justice for Paola. Okay, so there's that. We got some more.
ask me how we got it.
So that was that one, just showing you guys, because I there was stuff that was going on there. And so here's what we were able to accomplish, and I'm going to... Okay, so we are here in Orange County at the Orange County Sheriff's Department. We are here trying to get Paola's family in to meet with a detective. We actually brought our bullhorns, we brought signs, we brought noisemakers. We were ready to do whatever it was necessary to get the attention of law enforcement to help this family. Now, mind you, this family has been reaching out to law enforcement related to Paola Miranda's case for some time and has been stonewalled, so to speak, from law enforcement. They're not really helping the family. They're not really advising the family. And actually, the family is feeling left behind as if they're not doing anything. So we just now, I had to go in there and talk to them and let them know that we are planning on protesting if we don't get some type of action here now, because we had already been sitting here for almost an hour at the time that I walked up and told them. Just a few minutes ago, the family was able to go back. So we've got 3 members of Paola's family right now meeting with detectives in this building, and we're still trying to get the ST survivor that has an organization and has written books about ST. They are now, she was prevented from going in with the family. They're going to wait until they get inside and see if they can bring her in, because she's got a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge that may be pertinent to the case related to Paola Miranda Rosa. And then lastly, and then we're going to look at an article.
So basically what happened was there is not any like back and forth. Osceola County has the investigation that's had it the whole time. They keep putting it on Orange, but Orange had no responsibility of the case. The only thing that they did was to deliver their assets, their materials, their boats, their horses, and gave it to Osceola so they can do their investigation. So they wouldn't have to bring everything from Osceola down to Orange. Mm-hmm. It was easier for them. Like kind of like friends, like, hey, you know, can I borrow this? But they have no recollection of the case. They do not have the case in this office at all. It's not here.
What I want to say and clearly expose to the public view and to the community is the conflict of interest that happened between both counties. Osceola and Orange County both te tiran la bolita. Ahora Orange County dice que es el cargo de Osceola County to do the investigation and to give answer to the family. But the ball has been bouncing between both counties. At this point, I'm appealing to the good heart of the servant of the community, of those who really serve with their heart. And we honor pride to serve the community. And this matter, please, I'm appealing to your good heart to please forget about your conflict of interest between both of you. At this point, we have a family in a limbo without answers, and we still have Paola missing. Please, do your job, collaborate, work together, team up. It's not about divisions. It's not about one county and another one. It's about one missing person, and we want answers. The family has been waiting for this answer. It's been gone 8 months, and we still don't have an answer about Paola. Please, do your job. Today was Paola. Tomorrow can be your daughter, can be your loved one, can be your family member, can be your neighbor. Do your job. We believe that the sheriff department can do a better job, and I do believe that we have resources. Please, do what you have to do. I'm appealing to your good heart. You say you want to serve the community? Please, do your job. Do your job. This is your call.
Okay. So let me get this back. So there you guys have it. You know, a lot of people say that, you know, I am a controversial lady, that I do no good out here, you know, but yet I go and meet with a lot of these families. I speak to them personally. I fly out there to be with them. I do what I can to help them. This is a family that gets literally barely any attention to the case. It's not to, you know, for clicks, views, and likes, because if it was, we wouldn't be wasting our time, money, and effort in Osceola County in the heat for these families. This is one of the families that a few of us here in Florida have put our arms around and have decided to help. And thank you to all the creators that have done that. This is a sad case. This is a sad case where a young lady went to a park here in Florida, in Osceola County, a reserve, to enjoy nature, and was never heard or seen from again. Law enforcement barely did anything for this family. They didn't even take out a latent print kit from their car to dust her car before they made the car leave that lot. Not even latent fingerprints. Not even the simplest thing they could have done to preserve some evidence for this missing woman. Nothing. They've locked her phone. They haven't cooperated or corresponded very well with the family. They have chalked this up to an alligator attack because she was in a reserve with no evidence whatsoever that she had even been attacked in the wilderness. There has been no evidence. There has been no fragments. There's been no earrings. There's been no clothing that has shown up. There's been no sign of any kind of disturbance consistent with an alligator attack. And the water has been tested for Paola's DNA. Nothing. But at the car, they found sandals that had sand on them, consistent with the sand in and around that park. There was a beach towel that was spread over the back seat as if it was trying to dry. There was lunch packed, her wallet, her keys, and her cell phone and cash were in an unlocked car. But law enforcement very quickly determined no foul play was involved. And we could never understand why. So we went out there. And one of the first things that we put at the bottom of the list is this alligator attack. We thought it was more in line with her getting lost out there in the swamp, in the wilderness, or other foul means. When we talked to her family, we found out that she has been in reserves and parks and everything like this in the past. So the idea that she would get out of the water and walk further and further into a very dense swamp, forest, it just didn't seem in line with her experience in these types of environments. So that's really kind of leaving us with one really serious nagging issue. Was she abducted? And this family literally, all these months later, has nothing. And they're fighting with law enforcement to give them the minimal resources for a missing person case. Just the minimal. So again, this is the kind of stuff that tears at my heart, that tears at me as a human being, and felt it necessary that, we stay connected with this family. And when they're ready, I talked to Andrea, I think, what was it, back in February is when I had my interview with Andrea. And we told her then, if you're ever ready, just let us know. We will do whatever you ask of us. We do coordinate with family. Okay. We don't just do things willy-nilly. Many people try to allege, right? And so we've been out there. We haven't, done anything exciting with this case or anything like that, other than putting our resources out there to help find her. And so the family on our last trip out there for our search that we just had a couple weeks ago, the family said, we really want help. We want to do something to make law enforcement hear us and see us. And so the 18th, that was the day. The bad news is that we waited so long for law enforcement at Orange County that Olivia and Mom were unable to go to Osceola County with them. And Osceola County appears to be the county that they need to have been in contact with. The problem here is Osceola County does not have any experience with forests and reserves and parks and things like that. Orange County has more experience in missing person cases in areas like that, yet it's Osceola County running this investigation because of the county line in that park. So it's just very convoluted, but I also wanted to bring to your attention of, let me see if I can find it real quick. This one. There was a message that came in, and I'm trying to find it. I had it pulled up. Did I save it possibly? It's Coffendorfer. No name. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Where did I see that? Oh, I know where it was. It was in my Gmail. Hold on, oh, that's right. It's over here. Sorry about that, guys. I had to remember. It happens. But I sent something to myself this morning. Where is it? And it was an article that I thought was very interesting. What is it? Can I delete it? Frustrating. I don't know what I did with it, but it basically was talking about another case like this where a woman went missing out of the Orlando International Airport and never made it to Kentucky. And Orange County literally is not helping this family. Yet again, they're saying, oh, well, she got on the plane here. This is a Kentucky case. We're not going to touch it. And this just happened recently. A lady recently. Where is my darn phone? I'm telling you, I sent myself this. I know I did. But I'll read it to you. Here it is. Iowa woman goes missing at Orlando International Airport, police say. So I'm going to read this article for everybody so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Police say that Northwest Iowa woman has been missing for 13 days after she entered Orlando International Airport headed to Louisville, Kentucky. The brother of Miriam Starr-Lent was seen in Orlando International Airport with a valid ticket to Louisville. Police said someone was definitely sitting in her seat on the plane, but wasn't her that got off when the plane landed. According to the missing person report filed by Louisville Airport Police, investigators reviewed 6 hours of footage from when the aircraft landed on August 5th. They say while Lent's seat was filled, she never disembarked the plane. The family says they are frustrated with the lack of cooperation from Orlando and Louisville police departments. Orlando police say it's not their job to investigate because she was headed to Kentucky. But Louisville police say Orlando should handle this case because it's the place she was last seen. The family says a valuable time has been wasted while the departments refuse to claim responsibility. No one is investigating this case. No one for this family. It took me 2 days to get anyone to actually take the report. There was arguing between Orlando. Orlando said, nope, not our problem. She got on the plane. It's a final destination. Louisville said she never got off the plane. It's Orlando's problem. Mike Lent, Marion Lent's brother, told KTIV. Lent's family says for the last 13 days, there has been no sign of her in person, online, or on social media. And nobody is even helping that family. This article came out August 18th, 2022. So she disappeared on August 5th. Very recent case. It didn't allege what airline she was on at the airport. But again, can you imagine a family that has a missing person and nobody's touched the case for 13 days? Hey, Guidance. Hey, girl.
Hey, these type of topics really hit home. Sorry, I'm on my way back from Publix, but I just wanted to be quick. That van, the way he acted, the last time you guys were there was definitely a trigger for me.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody got plates on that and see if we could run and see, even since there was no face or facial recognition, because I think you said the tint was too dark or the picture was too dark.
Yeah, we didn't see, you're talking about the van that slowly drove by?
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't get the tag. At least I don't
That
think.
van has bugged me since I've heard it. And also it makes me think of how the LE can be very lazy and when it comes to searching in the swamps. Because look at Brian Laundrie, for example, my personal close friends I grew up with were a part of the search and they wanted to go that specific area. But everybody in the higher ups said no because the water leading to it was too much. And so they never went through to go search. Otherwise they would have found him sooner.
Nonsense I hate, because we were out there. I'm telling you, I did not go swimming out in Myakka Creek Environmental Park. I'm just letting everybody know. I walked through that park just fine.
Yeah. Well, I've personally swam all through Myakka. After church camp, we go canoeing and we go swimming.
Mm-hmm.
They're more scared of you, even down in Oscar Share. Yeah. But that happened actually to one of my old employees of the restaurant. She had some issues down here. She went to go get sober up north and said if she ever were to come back, her life was at stake. Well, she ended up getting on a Greyhound bus with all of her collecting because her son was 20 around that time, 1920. He was one of my bus boys. And they found her in, I want to say either Kentucky or Georgia, somewhere within those 3 states, and completely deceased with not one personal item on her. And they would not research it or look into it, even with the threats of if she came back to Sarasota. So there's always a lot of discrepancies. So I was thinking about reaching out to some of my local friends here who are personal detectives for the county and ask it for their advice on what's the best route to go as well.
Right.
If they have any input.
Yeah.
On how to help.
I think there's definitely need to be some changes because we know we have a problem here in the United States with ST. And I just feel like there's just not enough laws to help protect missing women or missing people in general. It's just the adult missing person doesn't get the attention that it needs, and they could gravely be missing. They could be in life-threatening situations and nobody's coming to help them because they're an adult. And that is just insane to me.
Yeah, you basically have to be at the beck and mercy of there's no other possibilities instead of listening to the ones that are closest to them. And also on the side note, when you mentioned that, it made me think, I was talking to one of my physicians that I have in my office once a month, and he happened to be in Hawkins County the same time as us. Wow. Had no idea. Well, relatives of his are family members that are doctors there. And he did confirm with me, I want to say Wednesday or Tuesday at work, that his family member who is a physician there practicing, there is a big thing between that and pill mills. Right. So a lot of ST, SA, and pill mills are definitely straight through 75 from here to there, and they really don't do enough on it.
Yeah.
But he definitely gave me affirmation and confirmation, especially being in that field and in that county, let alone, and this county.
We're setting up right now. That lady that was on one of the last videos, the very last video, her name's Rosa. She will be, I'm going to be working with her to bring her on here to tell us her story. She's got an amazing story. We want to have Cecilia back. Cecilia has some suggestions that she believes might help with missing adults. And so don't want to give too much away just yet, but we are getting a podcast together, and I think it'll be very empowering to many people. Many people have never seen ST, up close and personal. This lady is a survivor, and it'll be a very impactful live once we roll it out. And I have a funny feeling it's going to be next week sometime before I'll be able to get it all set up.
I'll be looking forward to seeing that because my hairdresser is also one, and she wants to tell her story but kind of stay anonymous, and my cousin. So it hits home. So I can't wait for that. But
Yeah.
anyways, I just want to give my 2 cents and thought that information was positive. And I also wanted to reach out to you later about getting in contact with her because I heard her on the live the other day ask about me.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a beautiful day. Love you guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So our lovely Guidance in Life with TLC. She also has a channel. And if you guys have not had an opportunity to see her channel, please don't forget to go sub up to her channel. So getting back to some other stuff, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I do want to provide some updates on Kylie Rodney. There is some things going on. I'm sure you guys have been watching them on other channels and things of that nature. We heard back that there was 2 other people. Like, she was supposed to go to a car show. Kylie Rodney was supposed to go to a car show the day that she ended up going to that party and never being seen again in Reno, Nevada. Well, many of you guys heard days later that there was a couple from Reno that went to that car show in Reno, Nevada that also went missing in and around the time that Kylie went missing. Those people have been recovered. We talked about it on this show a couple days ago and actually pinpointed where their phones were last pinged from, which was in Penn Valley of California, which Penn Valley was very, very far away from the Kylie Rodney search. However, them being in Reno, Nevada was only 35 miles away from her search at the time. Well, they did, in fact, end up finding that couple in Penn Valley. And it appears that they went off an embankment and were ejected from the vehicle. Both were deceased at the time any kind of help came for them. So I hope their family, prayer to their family and friends. I hope they rest in peace. But again, it just didn't feel to me like it had any connection to Kylie Rodney, but people were talking about it. So they didn't have any connection with Kylie Rodney, but still a very sad state to find out that 2 other people had lost their life in and around the time that Kylie Rodney disappeared. And the crazy thing is that they did wreck. It was a single car accident off an embankment. So they must have lost control, or a tire went off or something, and that car rolled. We've been hearing that some other people had disappeared from Truckee, Nevada, or Truckee, California, and that in one case, a gentleman was gone for many, many years, and they finally found his car, but they never found him. So there is some weird stuff going on here, And then, of course, you have the party that has made a lot of people speculate, and the fact that her friends all just basically up and left her at this party, supposedly, allegedly, by herself with all these other people. Did she know some other people in the party? I don't know. Nobody's alleged that. What has been alleged here is that they arrived at the party around 10 p.m. Mags rode with her. It appears in all appearance that Mags was never going to stay at that party, that Shia was only getting a ride so she could meet up with her boyfriend and leave with her boyfriend. So that left Sammy and Kylie together. And it sounds like they must have known other people, because it doesn't sound like when they went back to the car that they were by themselves. It wasn't stated that they weren't, at least to my knowledge, they weren't by themselves. So we only need 60 likes. Do we only need 60 likes? Only have 60 likes. Anyways, guys, if you guys are finding this information beneficial to you, or you love this channel, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It's free to say thank you. And so then the kids, putting that in there, and I think a lot of people were really angry with Sammy for stating that she left her there. There was something with the timeline. We know that Kylie's phone turned off and never turned back on again after 12:33. Then we hear Sammy say, "Oh, but I talked to her or texted her or whatever at 12:36," which made people speculate that maybe Kylie was using somebody else's phone to call her. But it doesn't really ring true that she would use somebody else's phone to call her, because let's face it, it didn't sound like she had a whole lot of people there that she knew that knew Sammy, or vice versa. I mean, they probably had their cliques talking to some acquaintances and stuff, but you would think that, you know, when Sammy had stated that she received a call from her, she would have stated she called from so-and-so's phone, which might have told us that maybe she had already lost her phone at the time. Maybe a car ran over her phone. Who knows? Who knows why that phone went off at 12:33? There's a million endless possibilities that it could be. And then you start hearing about the statements that, you know, and about the girls, you know, putting together these groups where parents aren't invited, and it makes people feel a little uncomfortable. What does that mean? You know? And as I'm talking about this, you know, Olivia's standing right next to me, and, you know, we're chatting. And of course she says, I swear to God, if I go missing, I want you and JLR find me. And I'm thinking, you know, and it just, we were there for Paola's, but it started making me think, it's like, what would I do if something did happen to Olivia? You know, I'd probably be trying to get people together. I'd probably be saying, you don't bring your parents, just bring yourselves. Let me know what's going on. You know, I'd probably say, I want to hear what your leads are. You know, and I start processing this, and I'm like, holy crap. I'd probably be doing the same damn thing she is. But the statements are catching them, because their statements aren't lining up. You know, their people are feeling uncomfortable about it. They're associating her with the Mean Girls Club. You know, we found some videos out there, either on Instagram or TikTok, of her talking about fighting her friends, and just some weird, you know, stuff, joking, satire stuff that was done previous to this whole disappearance that people are starting to super focus on. Who's the person of interest? I don't think there is a person of interest in Kylie Rodney's case. Well, Quiet Life. I don't know the answer to that. All I can do is say that we try to cover all cases, as many cases as we can cover, and we don't really care their nationality or where they came from. But I can tell you, with this channel, it's not enough. You know, we have not enough time. I mean, I pretty much do all my own thumbnails, my own research, my own contact with people. Like, I get no help. So it's like, if we want to cover more cases, I need more hands on deck. We did have one person step up to the plate to help with designing. I just need to get them some information, some pics and stuff over to them, so they have at least like a master file of stuff, you know, pictures they can pull from to help with that. But so far, that's, you know, and you know, we were, Olivia and I talk about this quite a lot, that very thing, you know, because Olivia is adamant about bringing up the fact. Actually, you know what? Let me play something for you guys. I've got it here, so just give me a second while it fires up. I'm getting there. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. We'll find her. And you'll hear, because Olivia, let me pull this one up.
All right, so we are here at the Sheriff's Orange County office, and we were feeling a bit frustrated because Paola and Paola's family and us, we were waiting here for about an hour, just feeling kind of left behind. I mean, it has been almost 8 months that police have not returned to Paola's family's calls. They only searched for a small amount of time. We even, today we found out that they released a statement to Paola's family saying that they had spent enough money searching for Paola, basically, and that they didn't need to anymore, which was, in our opinions, it sounded a bit rude because it was only 48 hours that they had searched. maybe that was taxpayers' money, but there's other cases, for example, with Brian Laundrie, where almost more than $2 million was spent looking for him. And there's other cases where large amounts of money is spent looking for missing, but there was no complaint. So why is it with Paula Miranda there is this complaint from, so to speak, the community that money was spent looking for her? So that was frustrating to hear. But right now, the good news is 3 members of Paula's family did go inside this building, and they are speaking with detectives. So hopefully that will bring something fruitful. The whole point of this is to get the attention of sheriffs and the county to help look for Paula. We do believe that it is a result of ST, and there's other women that have disappeared in the area that look very, very similar to Paula. This could be one person that is doing this. We could have a serial killer. We're not exactly sure, but just saying that Paula passed because of an alligator attack is not enough. We need evidence. So the fight is still going on, and we'll update you on what happens.
Our beautiful Chronicles of Olivia in the house. Yes, she was out with me yesterday as we plan other trips that are upcoming that many of you guys know about, that we're super excited to be able to share those stories and bring attention to those cases. And again, it comes down to, if you would like to help sponsor the trip, we are doing amazing on our fundraising. I did the edition yesterday. I gave an update to my group. Give me just a second because I don't want to have to add up all this stuff all over again. Let me find it. But it's like 600 and some odd dollars. We're only shy $600 and some odd dollars to reach our entire total goal, which is great. We're really making progress, putting a dent into the cost of this trip. And many of the people are paying $5, $10, under $25 to help support this trip. And we've almost raised half of that money, Now we got another cog in the wheel, so to speak, because I just found out our trip might be earlier than later. So I'm still trying to get the details on that, which means I'm probably going to have to order my tickets this week or this coming up week, at least by this weekend. So for all those that would love to support this, we're going out to check on the case of Michael Vaughn. I believe that we have a group that's going to be going over to California to also be reporting on Kylie Rodney and Kylie Rodney's case. So, if that's something that you can get behind and would love to support, we can always use the donations. It's entirely too hard for me to do this all alone. So if you find it in your heart, there you go. I wish I could take it in cash or in the super chats and super stickers, but I don't get paid for those for 30 days. So it will be after the time of this trip. So if you guys would like to make a donation, please consider making the donation to Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal. And thank you for the wonderful support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. And again, I'm all about trying to do a good job for you guys. Give me just a second, Hellcat. I think that's you. You just sent me just put a 1 in the chat. So was that you that just sent me your phone number? Because you didn't sign it your screen name. So I just want to make sure. If that is, then I got it. Thank you. Yes, thank you. But we're making it like we don't have a crew like the Turtle Crew, or you can go on there like in 2 seconds have the money raised. Ours is a little bit different, right? So, but everybody does their part. I'm very appreciative and very thankful for it. And I love the crew here. I love the crew. Yeah, I heard about that. Didn't know he was going there. I knew he was leaving the state of Florida, and I knew where he was. His end is going to be, but I didn't know that he was going to be doing these. That he was leaving early to do these other things. So it'll be nice. Maybe we'll get some information on Rose Bly. Who knows? Oh, sorry. Yeah, hold on, Amy. I just got some information that you need to get. Okay, hold on. Make sure this is on. Okay, Amy, if you want to call in, you can. You know the number. Okay, yeah. All right, perfect. Then I got it. I just got to save it into the phone. Actually, I probably should do that now. Let me see if I think for whatever reason, I think I did save it into the phone, but I don't know if I saved it under your name or not. Let's see. No, I didn't. Here's Amy. Good morning, Amy.
I think God, I memorized the number.
Just save it in your phone.
No, I don't. I call on. See, I have a home phone. You know.
Gotcha. You got one of those dinosaurs. What's that?
Phone. I like them because in case something happens to your cell phone, you have another way of calling out. But I was just thinking with the Paula Miranda case.
Mm-hmm.
That's I can't pronounce her name. Sorry.
It's Paula.
Paula.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that the family should go to their state representative. They need to go into that office and demand something from their political people. That,
believe it or not, the mayor met with them yesterday.
But I'm talking about the state level too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the mayor helped. Yeah, that's exactly what the mayor told them.
That's what he told. That's good because you need to any pressure, and they could also see if there are other cases that this police department has screwed up on too. If they've done this to this family, who else have they done this to?
They have 1,000 people in that area that disappear, that are called in as missing a month.
It's just such an epidemic. It's just unbelievable. And even the other thing, even with the the Juan Safala and Janet Pantoja, I'm saying, well, I heard their cell phones ping, and why weren't they going to look for them there when the moment they pinged, the people might have been alive, they might have been bleeding out, they might have gotten out. They said that these people were ejected from their car. Maybe they tried to get out of the car. Maybe they survived the crash and got out and were trying to escape, and they just couldn't go any longer, and they died of shock from hemorrhaging out from whatever kinds of internal injuries they might have sustained. I don't understand, and I'm just with the Kylie Rodney case, I'm just thinking that we have to just see what happens with AWP today, because if they don't find anything, I'm going to think these kids are at fault.
Yeah, but see, they did bring up another point with Kylie Rodney, though. The other point with Kylie Rodney is that it's a valid point, and it's probably correct that there was a party and an after party. Did she go to that after party? And if she did, where was the after party? And could she be hanging off the side of a cliff coming from that after party?
Absolutely. But by this time, at this point, I don't think she would be alive, but there's always miraculous things that could occur. Like we've all, I don't know if you were familiar, there was a show called I Shouldn't Be Alive or something. Yeah. You can look it up on YouTube. They stream it. You could see, how people have gone through different trials and tribulations to survive. I think it's called I Survived. Those, but I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I'm just not feeling it with her. And I really hope these parents have some soul and get some kind of morality and ethics, and have their kids come forward, because this is a real shame with everything. And they need to remember, this could have been their kid. So all these parents out there, this could be your kid. And what would you want these other parents to be doing? If you're not doing exactly what you expect another parent to do, then you need to change course. Well, do you know what else? If they find out that they, with the Laundries, if these parents were aware of what happened, can you know how much Kylie's parents can sue them civilly? Yeah, they're worried about losing their house. Just wait until something happens, and if they don't have a good homeowners policy, they'll be wiped out.
Yeah.
People have to speak up and show that they've tried to do the right thing legally, morally, and ethically by a child.
Right.
You know, so that's all. I don't know what else to say, but I'm just concerned that that Summers case is being overshadowed by these other cases. And I did tweet the governor today about, you know, that it's an embarrassment that something needs to be done with Hawkins County.
Yeah.
At this point,
Hello.
I hashtagged it. I put hashtag Summer Wells. I said it's an embarrassment to the whole county of Hawkins, and that and Tennessee should be embarrassed that they have done nothing and that this case stays unsolved.
Absolutely.
So
and I'm mortified because I think this is starting to turn into a cold case.
It's terrible. I don't understand. I don't get, like, the whole thing is getting the interrogations going in the right way in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And getting the right kind of people that could really do a meat grinder interrogation and get the truth out of people. You know, like a real seasoned NYPD cop. You know, because I lived in the city, so I know these cops. Like, they're tough. They would. Yeah. They'd be tougher than I think Hawkins County, in my opinion.
Yeah, what we need Grady Judd to make a trip to Hawkins, Tennessee, and whip those.
It's such an embarrassment. It's terrible. I feel it's just unbelievable.
Especially when you see other states around this country doing such a better job.
I know. I agree totally. But we don't all have to be careful. Watch our kids really tightly now and make sure there's not. You know, with all these cases, it just makes me as a mother really more paranoid about, you know, cutting the apron strings.
Gotcha.
So, all right, I'll let you go. I see you have someone else.
All right, girlfriend. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm doing good. Am I completely interrupting your show?
No. Actually, I put the link up and put the phone on. It's an open panel, open discussion. What's shaking, bacon?
We're shaking, bacon. I caught you on the stream. I didn't see you on our buddies. I didn't catch your email. I caught you on the stream today. Want to chat?
Yeah, what's shaking?
I don't know. You said you want to talk to me about our good friend MGL.
Oh, I don't remember. When was that? I was on the chat.
Well, you're on another stream.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to chat about MGL?
What was the statement that had that response from?
I thought you want to talk about Molly.
What channel were you in?
I don't know. Barnyard Hard at Gmail. Is that you?
Bullhorn Betty at Gmail. Yeah, let me see. Let me pull that email up. If it's Bullhorn Betty at Gmail, then yeah. Let me just see, because I don't remember. I get so many.
Barnyard Hard Gmail.
Hard Gmail. No, that's not my Gmail. My Gmail's Bullhorn Betty.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Maybe on the wrong panel.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm bullhornbetty at gmail.com. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember saying anything like that.
I'm sorry.
That's
I just went on the wrong panel.
That's okay, Michelle. You take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, babe.
Bye-bye. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Well, you know, everybody has their problems. I don't get into other people's problems because I don't like them getting into mine, right? So trying to keep it. But hey, you know, if people want to talk about it, let them talk about it, you know. So, but anyways, the phones are open, guys. If you guys would like to come on panel, we're going to move over to the information that, oh, wait, I got one more thing that I wanted to show you guys. Sorry, it is Ryan Upchurch, but there's something a little odd with this, and we're going to talk about it. So let me play it, and then we'll talk about it. Love Ryan Upchurch, and actually reached out to him to let him know that, you know, I would love to chat with him about his position. You know, that I love him. I just don't agree 100% with everything. So I wanted to see if he had some information that maybe I didn't have that would help push me over the fence. You know, because I'm kind of going blind here.
It's the small shit you gotta look for, okay? You true crime people who are like, you're doomed. You're gonna learn from me, motherfucker. I've been waiting to see if anybody would know.
Oh, by the way, if you guys are, he has a lot of swear words in here. I just want to forewarn you, in case there are little ears in the room. It might be a great time to get those little ears out of the room. So, and then we'll talk.
This all day. They didn't. So here, look at this. This is how you know Ronnie Jones and this fucking Milo dude are the same person. Once again, they're the same person.
Hey, thank you for reaching out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Give me 1 second. I'm
Sure.
going down.
This is the problem. I want you guys to pay attention to this man's voice. Because when I was listening to it, to be honest with you, I wasn't even paying attention to the screen. But it sounds like there's an octave or two difference in the voice from one to the other. But they do kind of sound like the pronunciation and stuff does sound similar. But I'm not sure if the person that is ending this video is the same person that we're listening to right now. That's the problem I have. He's saying it is. I love Ryan Upchurch, but I don't know. I'm not. Just listen to the voice. Listen, close your eyes and listen to the voice. We're going to play this again.
There's like a talk privately.
I live in Roseville and I live in a 2-story house.
That doesn't, to me, sound like the same. This sounds like this person here has a different, like almost in the soprano, like a higher pitched voice than the original one. But let's go ahead and play it, and then we'll play it back.
So I had 2 cousins. They go to Sierra College. And
He's got a deeper
that's
voice.
in Roseville.
I just checked and my phone pinged in Roseville. Ryan, are you trying to switch some shit up on me or what? Because I thought you were on. I'm so confused. I thought me and you are on each other's sides.
You thought we was on the same side. You thought, who the fuck? I'm a fucking famous singer, dude. You're some sketchy fucker. Anyways, true crime people, if anybody wants to go on a panel, holler at your boy.
And I hollered at the boy. I reached out to Ryan Upchurch by email. We'll see if Ryan Upchurch brings me on panel to discuss this.
It's the small shit you
But
gotta look for.
but to me, they have almost the same speech pattern. I give him that. It could be a voiceover, or it could have been a voice changer that just changed his voice a little bit. I don't know, because they had the same speech pattern. They sounded the same. It's just their voices. One sounded higher pitched than the other one. So, I'm not saying that this isn't the guy. I think Ryan Upchurch is actually onto something with this, but I have a problem with the pitch of the voice. The pitch of the voice seems a little different. Ronnie could be using a voice changer. Yeah. But and it's very probable because, like I said, it sounds like the same speech pattern. It sounds like the same words are being used, and the only differences are the octaves and the pitch of the person speaking. But everything else sounded almost identical to me. What is it saying? Voiceover, possibly voiceover, possibly voice change. Nobody talks like that naturally. Believe it or not, I've heard some people. We won't say anything about Dolly's country swing that I can barely understand half the time he's on the air. I'm just joking. I actually got to meet Buddha Mike this morning. I've never seen Buddha Mike before, but I actually got to meet him this morning on a live panel. Nice. Tammy Cook says, she says, Ryan Upchurch has caused this man so much drama. He posted his home address and he's now getting death threats. It's not the same person. Mill spoke to Ronnie multiple times and seen him. Interesting. And I did see that there is kind of this back and forth right now between Ickmill and Ryan Upchurch, which kind of sucks because for many of us, we love them both. And, for those that aren't into all the drama and stuff like that, it makes you, wonder if, I don't know who that is. It makes you wonder, what's going to happen. I don't want to see some of my favorite people arguing. It's like, no, not you, right? We just don't want to see it. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's making me sad. It's making me sad. So I wanted to show you guys that. Let me see if we have anything else. Oh, that's about Jenny Ward. Let me go back here. That's what we're about to do next. There's some things coming up in Alex Murdaugh. Maybe we'll wait until the end to go over these other things. Here, we'll go and Kylie, is there any other thing for Kylie? Can't remember. You guys can watch as I go. I don't, this is the thing. Before we move too far on, like, I really don't get why people, I mean, the kid is, I'm sure, a good-looking kid. I'm sure he's fun to be around. But I just don't see a bunch of girls fighting over him. Not any disrespect to him whatsoever. I just, he just doesn't, I don't know how I feel about that perspective being in this case, that this was a, everybody was fighting over this boy. Maybe they were. I don't know. I really don't know. But it just doesn't, to me, seem like it would be, knock down, drag out, fight, and to the point that she is gone over this boy. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of conflicted. I have to be honest with you. I'm really kind of conflicted about, this, because I personally don't want to believe that these children were responsible for something like this, because I've had the experience of friends doing these exact same things and it having very tragic effects. And so I saw that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it firsthand. So my experience is that, and not just that, a kid I grew up with. Let's just talk about this. So a kid I grew up with, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to disrespect him. It's literally somebody that I grew up with from kindergarten through high school. Knew him, known him for many years. We weren't like hanging out type of friends, but we grew up together. We knew each other. We at times been at the same birthday parties and stuff throughout our, our upcomings, right? And so when he was in high school, you could tell he was starting to have, I'm not sure where the alcohol dependency came from. His dad was a really nice guy. He had a really nice brother, just a nice family. His dad was raising him and his brother, but he had this alcohol dependency thing. Like he was just drinking and drinking and drinking. And, it makes me wonder, when he was in high school, was he drinking in high school and we just didn't even know it? I mean, he had a really bad alcohol problem. And so when we had graduated, I believe it was either right before we graduated or shortly after we graduated, there was an accident on 41. And it was a drunk driver. Crashed into another car. And a friend of mine named Ginger, this is how small this story is, full circle. She went out to assist the people that were in the wreck. And another drunk driver came and hit her, killed her. So this was the first major incident with this friend that I don't want to call him an acquaintance because it was almost like an extended family member because we've known each other since we were babies. And that was his first thing. His family was able to kind of salvage him from going to jail and stuff like that. So he was able to kind of skate. I wouldn't say skate. I mean, he had some serious penalties for what he did, but just not enough to make it a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? That made him correct his behavior. Maybe it did for a short time. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But I just found out, a few years ago, he was in another wreck, a single car wreck this time, and he was under the influence of alcohol and lost his life. So, I have all these experiences, that many people may not have. Many people may have them and still feel the way that they do, and still feel that these children are responsible. But my experience says that, alcohol has life-threatening consequences to it. And so I've been really erring on the side of caution in my reporting of this case, because there is that factor, and I don't want to add insult to injury, especially when we may find out that this truly is in fact just a tragic accident and of a girl that went to a party and, you know, got intoxicated and got behind the wheel of a car. You know, there is that possibility there. And everybody's acting like that's the lowest thing on the totem pole. It's not. It's not. It's actually higher. It's above. The theory that she got in that car and got into an accident is higher than these children doing something to that girl in the eyes of law enforcement. And people are going to say, well, how do you know that? Why are you putting words in law enforcement's mouth? Because they've already came out. They've already went to the press stating that this really isn't, they don't feel it's an abduction. That the only reason why they flagged it as an abduction was, one, for the resources, and two, because they couldn't find her car. And they came out and specifically told the community that these are the reasons why this has been flagged as a possible abduction. Not that they ever believed it was an abduction, but it opened up additional resources, and it was because the vehicle they haven't been able to locate the vehicle. And they further stated in that same article that this is more in line with a search and recovery. That's what law enforcement stated, for the record. And, you know, does that mean that's what happened and that these kids aren't involved? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. I would have to say that both possibilities are on the table, but I would be more inclined to lean that she was, attacked or something by somebody she didn't know, as opposed to these kids. Like, I'm not getting the vibe from these kids. Even Sammy, I'm not getting the vibe. I'm getting a vibe that she's a control freak. That's what I'm getting a vibe of. Not that she conspired to get gone a girl that she barely knew. But I could be wrong. We all have our speculative theories about this case. We all do, you know? And it's interesting hearing all of them. I have to be honest. It is definitely interesting hearing all the perspectives, but that in and of itself should show you how there's no clear-cut answer of what this could be. I'm angry with Sammy for leaving her friend in a vulnerable situation alone. I'm angry about that. Because that one action may have saved Kylie's life. That one action of her just staying there with her. Or if she knew she was too intoxicated to drive, maybe asking her, hey, I got a ride. Let's not risk it. Why don't you come with me? Right? Because we all agree that Sammy Smith is an adult and should have been more responsible than a 16-year-old girl that you call friend. I'm angry about that. I really am. And more than likely, she was taking some substances that her friend said was brought to the party on top of drinking and driving. Yeah, it's not a good mix. It's not a good mix. But I wanted to explain to my audience why I'm taking the position I'm taking. And it's because it just like with any other position that I take on any case, it has to do with, experience that I have, information I've gathered, something like that. It's not that I don't believe anybody's capable of doing horrible things to people. Let's be honest. I'm not giving these kids a free pass by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not willing to go as far as saying that these kids are responsible for horrible things based upon inconsistent statements from people we know were drinking alcohol and using substances. If their stories were parroted, I would think that there was something more there. But they're not parroting each other. As a matter of fact, it seems like a foggy mess, which is what I would expect from people that are drinking and getting out of control a little bit. It's just, it's not, I still, outside, like I'm hearing this, where this person's interjecting themselves, this Ronnie character's interjecting themselves into this case and stuff like that. And that's really odd, but it's not the group she went with. It's not her friends that's interjecting themselves into the case. Some may say, well, Sammy's setting up all this, all that. When we were younger, there are times when our high school gathered and talked about sensitive topics that they would not talk about in front of, a meeting with family members. So it's not, even that to me is not uncommon. And like I said, I'm putting, what if something happened to Olivia, as a person, for me to say, if something happened to Olivia, what would I do? Are you kidding me? I'd be knocking on doors. I would be coordinating meeting sites for people to tell what happened. If she was at a party, I would be wanting people to let me know of any information, any leads, anything. Like literally, I am a control freak when it comes to that, when it comes to people I love and wanting to make sure I have as much information as possible. That I would want to do. That I would do as a friend to Olivia. There is not one thing that these kids have done so far that I would not do myself if Olivia had gone missing. You see what I'm saying? So, that's where I'm kind of, where my problem is from jumping the fence and getting onto the children are responsible for this. This is some kind of entanglement. This is some kind of stuff. Very well maybe that I'm just not willing to put all my bread in that basket because of the fact that there was drugs and alcohol and there was young children. And young children, drugs and alcohol is a horrible combination. And it's a lethal combination. And we still don't know where she went. The one good thing is, and this is another thing that's confusing me, is people are saying that they don't believe she went to the party. First of all, there is enough information that Kylie was at that party at Prosser Family Campground, period. There's no disputing whether or not she made it to that campground and she was at that party. No dispute at all. She was there. Somebody said that they believed that Sammy may have drove and Kylie never took her car to Prosser Family Campground. I don't think that's accurate either, because Mags specifically stated that she pulled up in the vehicle with Kylie. Kylie was driving. They met Sammy out there. Sammy did not ride with them. Did Sammy drive? She could have driven herself. I don't know. I don't know how Sammy got there. I don't know who Sammy left with. These are all the questions that I've been hearing people write in everybody's chat for some time now. They want to know who was Sammy's ride. I don't know. That has not yet been released. Out of all the information Sammy has given out, why has she not stated who she left with? So I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. But now I'm going to save the rest of this for a later live when we go over it. I know Kylie Rodney is a case that is dominating the news waves right now. However, a lot of people that came here to hear about Summer Wells. And I want to make sure that we discuss that. That was the last little tidbit of the stuff that I was going to talk about before getting to Summer Wells. I do have a few updates that I would like to get to if we have time. So I don't know if we have time right at the moment. We will find out as we roll out, if that makes sense. Find out as we roll out. So many of you guys know, because of Michelle After Dark letting us know, that Don Wayne Sherfree Jr. has been tried and convicted of some pretty bad crimes. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because Sherfree was, his dad and his family lives off Ben Hill Road. I don't think his dad actually lives there. I think his dad visits there. His dad's a truck driver, and he used to work as a corrections officer at the jail. And he does have a concealed weapons permit. This is the father of Don Wayne Jr. or Don Wayne Schulte Jr., the father. And we actually saw him. We have video of him when we were at Don Wells' home. So we're going to watch that as well. But anyways, Don Wayne Schulte Jr., the son that many people believe because of this charge may have been connected to the Summer Wells disappearance. I said adamantly, I don't believe it. However, Michelle After Dark, this is her number 2 guy. You know, I like, you know, Michelle's analogy. I think I watch her myself. You know, obviously, I'm talking about this right now as a direct result from one of the videos that she put out. So just to go over this information, if you have it subbed up to Michelle After Dark or Michelle Walks, I'll just go over this just to bring you guys up to speed. So Donald Wayne Schulte Jr. is the son of Don Schulte Sr., which was the man that met us down by Don Wells' property, and we will watch that. He's been charged with some pretty, you know, horrible stuff in the SA type of, you know, pornography type of stuff. You know, aggravated exploitation, SA exploitation, and this is all related to minors. I don't know, like here on our dockets, we can review the complaint. Here, they don't let you really review any of the documents. So the only way we'd be able to get the documents is do a document request. I don't know if they will give that to me. I'll reach out and see. I still have a friend that offered to do the records request. I actually have it on the list. I got really, really behind in my chores and in my work. It appears that, which, you know, Michelle was right about something. This man was able to bond out of jail on a $10,000 bond. He should not, with the types of charges that he was facing, he should not have been able to bond out on $10,000. I'm sorry, he just shouldn't have. And I don't, it looks like dismissal. Okay, so it looks like the SA exploitation was all dismissed. The several counts that he has on here, it shows dismissal of all those. And it appears that, except for one, it does appear that he was charged with one of those, sorry about that, with one of those charges related to images. He was found guilty of that, and he was found guilty of 1, 2, 3, 4 aggravated exploitation charges. So he has been found guilty of he had a total of 14 charges. He was found guilty of a total of 5 of those charges. Now, I don't know what his sentencing was other than he has a balance due of $3,167.50. So I will try to get more information on what kind of sentencing guidelines he was, you know, what his sentence was, and any other information related to that. Also digging out, you know, I found something a little odd because it's under my impression that this Donald Schulte, his father, you know, has a wife or a girlfriend that he's currently seeing. So you can imagine my shock when I found out he had a contact or an account on meetme.com, which I found as odd. Let me just pull this back because I don't think any of this stuff is necessary. I think we jumped to a different page now. There's a lot of different stuff still coming out on YouTube about both Summer Wells as well as Don Schulte. And then what else do we have? Oh, yes. So we're going to go back to the beginning. We are going to go back to the beginning. Let me find it. I think it's on my other one. Here it is. No. There it is. Let's listen. This is the very beginning of this case, Summer Wells case.
The parents have Rescue, fire, police for search. 335. You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when she came back, the daughter was gone?
That's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
Cancel. C12 Central. C12 will be in the house. 906. Yes, so. 29 seconds. Notify 302. I had him on the phone with both of them. Zero. Answer any questions he may have on it.
10-4. You want us to try to contact the canine?
Let 302 know, and I think he's going to let rescue make that determination.
I know Maria does. I'll put it back up.
302 has been notified. He also wanted me to just remind you to be sure to check the house camper, even if they've said they've already done.
Yeah, well. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request, search and rescue with Churchill Rescue Squad. Staging area is going to be at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on Beach Creek. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request from Churchill Rescue on a search and rescue. Staging area is going to be at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on Beach Creek. Also requesting a respond with six-wheeler and command trailer. First page, 1911. 506. 506. We acknowledge the page and the resource request. We've got several here at the station. We'll be in route in just a second. Copy, acknowledge the page and resource request. 707, 715. Go ahead. The 1043 is Park Grant Building service to 1044. The red code. Go ahead, go red floor.
Copy.
339. 39 to 41. All other units are not up on 50 issues, correct? Yeah, so I'll be using your direction. Above. Yeah, so I'm leaving the LTO here.
For the complainant or the suspect? That's it. 806.
Good, too. Is 317 on the screen.
18 en route.
Detective Britt, is he on the scene?
We've not been advised.
Tab for it.
And the trailer to 302.
Go ahead.
Britton's on scene.
Tab for it. 29 seconds.
29.
Get hold of 334. By then we need 2 units to come in to have the call police.
Make contact with 34. He's going to get 2 units.
Therefore, just advise us not to send them over here just for them to have a full call police.
Yes, we're at Dawson.
37. Myself 41 has it cleared by the time that 2 years ago. Can I get one of them? Welfare check on Country Lane. We go to me. 2949. 2949. Which direction did you go? In the Mount Carmel, pretty well by this church. 49. Go ahead. Temple. Central Dispatch 1205. Oh, 1205 BTN 97, Mount Carmel Church. 1415 to Central. 1415 to Central. 1415. Does the fire department need to set up a LZ for the helicopter?
10-4 is what we were about to do.
What is that?
Attention Persia, Sturgisville Fire Department, and small members and members to respond to Sturgis High School to set up an LZ for Highland and have approximately 600 ETA. 1402.
1415 Central.
1415.
On scene at the LZ. I'll have LZ command at this time.
Copy.
LZ command at Central.
LZ command.
Go ahead and see on 9 Sturgisville, please.
Sturgisville Fire Department, and small members, car 1415 on scene of the LZ. You can signal 9 your response.
LZ command to Highland.
LZ command, they're on the EMS channel.
Roger that.
Just available for calls. We do have a pending welfare check.
So the whole purpose of me playing that, it's still got another few more minutes left, is, you know, at the beginning of this was the very beginning. This is where it all started. This right here. And as you heard, the chain of events that happened. Churchill Rescue Squad, Fire Department, EMS, asking if Detective Pruitt has made it to the site. This was the beginning. And here we are 14 months later. And the parents, out of all the stuff we found out the parents did prior to Summer Wells ever going missing, still have not faced justice for the atrocities against their children. They were neglectful. They were abusive. They brought, they had no doors. They had no walls around the bathroom. We know that their door was a revolving door of strange people in and out of that home, where people use the bathroom and the children can see all their business. There's no doors on the bedrooms. The children lived downstairs 2 feet from their parents doing whatever they're doing in their bedroom. That's not stuff children need to be seeing. When Chris McDonough showed up at the house, 2 feet from the children's bedroom was adult movies where the children had to walk past the TV to get to their own bedroom. That's not stuff children need to be seeing. So this illusion that some people are painting that these parents are good and shouldn't lose their children are ridiculous. This picture that these parents are innocent is ridiculous. Even if they weren't, which trust me, I don't believe it when I say it, but just for the sake of argument, even if they weren't directly responsible for her disappearance, they were responsible for her disappearance because of all the riffraff and garbage that they had coming in and out of their home all the time. So it's, here we are 14 months later, and these parents are not even in jail for the low-hanging fruit charges, the charges they can prove right today. And then we have somebody like respected Jennifer Coffendorfer coming out and saying that she just feels like Hawkins County royally screwed up this entire case, and it will forever be with her. It'll forever be with all of us. Right now, 14 months into this investigation, I feel like we're going to have a number 2 of Summerwell's candlelight vigil out in the front of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department parking lot. It's sad. It's sad. Baby Gap, if you do not get out of here, this is my last warning. If you come back to this channel one more time, I'm going to start taking action. I'm letting you know right now. We know who you are. This illusion that you're some kind of under the radar person is ridiculous. We know who you are. We know what you're doing. And if you don't stop, I promise you, I will take action. And you really don't want me to. But I've warned you. So don't go crying when I start taking action. I tagged Governor Bill Lee in the tweet of Jennifer. So anybody else, maybe that needs to be the avenue we start taking, is where we start going up the food chain. Maybe it's time for us to be the pimple on the butt of Governor Bill Lee to do something about this case. Because, when FBI agents start coming out and saying this is all effed up, guess what? It's probably most likely an effed up case. And, it's very disheartening that Hawkins County wants to take this macho approach, and they don't need help from anybody. They can do this all by themselves. Let me tell you something, Hawkins County, we love you, but you are failing miserably. We need to do more. We need to do more. Hey, PB&J, nice to see you. Yeah, it's disgusting, Nancy, what we find out in the work that I do. It's not pretty. Our country is unkind, But at the end of the day, we all have an idea of why is nothing happening. You look at all these other states with these almost the same exact scenario, and the parents are in jail on other charges. What is going on in Tennessee? Tennessee, get it together. Bill Lee, your state is failing. Your state has failed this poor little girl, Bill Lee. Governor Bill Lee. Knock, knock. This little girl needs your help. I hope he rises to the challenge. I hope we do our part in letting him know that there's this child that's being failed, that has been failed for years by the Hawkins County law enforcement, that has been failed for the child advocacy programs in and around Tennessee. This family of children have been failed by everybody that they have come in contact with. Bill Lee, do something. FBI, do something. TBI, do something. Hawkins County, Children's Services, get off your asses and do something. Can you guys hear me? And people don't want, at what point, what's the rule here? What's the new rule here on how long we should wait before Bullhorn Betty pulls out her bullhorn and starts screaming from the top of rooftops? When is that going to be okay? Right? Frustrating. Just totally, utterly frustrating. That's all I can describe it, is frustrating. I believe it's financial crap. I do too. And I actually did a video or a live stating that very thing, that I actually thought it was financial because they had to go and get resources. They didn't have the money for this search. This search has done some major financial damage to Hawkins County. If you guys don't believe that, you're a fool. Actually, I shouldn't say that word because Sherry always tells me it's bad. So I take that back. But I think fool sounds better than idiot. Right. But apparently in the Bible, it's bad to say fool. I gotta look it up. Gotta look it up. My bullhorn is it out in the car? Or did I bring it in? I think it's in the living room because I was out there at that. Oh, and by the way, guys, I didn't have to, if I didn't tell you, I didn't have to use the bullhorn yesterday at all. I really didn't. I pulled the bullhorn out one time, and that's all it took. Because we were sitting inside the Orange County Sheriff's Department yesterday for hours. Well, an hour. We were right at an hour. And everybody was complaining because they had told us they were going to get us a detective down so they could talk to the family, get this stuff. Sat there, the whole place, in just sitting there. So I finally went in and I'm like, I don't want to be rude. We back the blue here, but you're going to have to show me where I can set up the protest because to be honest with you, this family has been looking for help from law enforcement and you guys have not been providing it to them. And then you have them sit here in the lobby for an hour, which is just adding insult to injury. I just think it's very rude that you're doing this to this family after everything that's been done to this family or the lack thereof. So, either find somebody that can speak to this family or show me where I can set up. And so she's like, well, I'm getting somebody. She was very polite. I thanked them for their service. Very polite. And so I just politely went out to the car, grabbed my sign, grabbed my bullhorn, walked back into the lobby, and just sat them down in front of the area so they could see. So they could see the sign and they could see the bullhorn. So we had 2 bullhorns on that counter. So they knew, and it was funny because literally 5 minutes after I walked my sign and my bullhorn into the lobby, it was amazing how quickly a detective just showed up. Like, oh shit. What's going on here? But they talked to him. But then Orange County's like, oh, it's Osceola. Osceola's like, oh, it's orange, And then we read this article that just came out on the 18th, yesterday, about Orange County doing the same exact thing with a woman that never even got off a plane in Kentucky. And this family hasn't even had this case searched or even investigated for 13 days. The window of saving somebody has came and gone. At 13 days. What's going on with Orange County? What is going on with Orange County? I don't know. I really don't. Let's see what else we got going on here. I got some more Kylie stuff. Oh, that's heartbreaking. So this was an article that came out, and it's about Kylie Rodney. It's an article that came out yesterday in the afternoon, and the mom is just basically saying that all she wants is to see her daughter walk in the front door. Can you imagine? Going to Paola, Olivia was editing a video that she's going to be releasing. I don't know if today or tomorrow, in the next few days. Because this stuff, editing videos is not easy at all. I mean, the reason why my videos aren't as beautiful as Olivia's videos is because I just don't have the attention to detail, one, or the patience to sit there for 8 hours to produce a 15-minute video. I pull my hair out. I research so much. I don't know how she does it. She's just a go-getter, man. I love Olivia. She's like my BFF. She's past that. She's family, she's family. Her and mom are family to me. And I just love them so much. Hawkins County, Tennessee is the devil den. It's starting to feel like that. It really is. And I'm just very, very frustrated at the state of this case. Frustrated. We all came together. I mean, we got like over 250 people in this chat right now. And we've all come together because of this little girl. The platform was built on her and Gabby Petito. It is a very, very sad case. Gabby Petito's case was a travesty. It was sad. It's a life lost. Paola, same way. At this point, we feel there may be something nefarious going on. We pray that she's still alive. But the family has no resources. Let's be honest. Law enforcement is the only people with the resources that families of the missing can rely on. And when you have a whole law enforcement agency shutting down and turning their back on a case, it makes it very difficult. And the family left strapped, just longing for answers with nothing. And the people that are being paid to do a job and a service aren't doing it. I understand that law enforcement is overwhelmed. But maybe we need to start working on figuring out how to stop the crime. What is causing the crime? A lot of the crime is because people can't make money. Right? I mean, drugs have a lot to do with it. I'm not disputing that. Alcohol and drug dependency has a lot to do with a lot of the stuff that we deal with on a daily basis, but some of it doesn't. Some of it is good people that have just lost it because they've lost everything and they don't know how to get ahead. And they're making less than they did 10 years ago. And they're losing everything or have lost everything. That has a lot to do with it. No, it's irrelevant, but do you cover Kylie Rodney's case? Oh, yeah, Wicked Death. I've been covering Kylie Rodney's case since it broke. And we touch a little bit on her just about every single day. I've made, I think, 3 lives dedicated specifically to her. And we may be talking about her again tomorrow, depending on, we're going to be talking about her tomorrow anyways, because of, Adventures with Purpose is down in the area now. But I don't really think just because they're there now means that they're actually in the water. I don't know if that's true or not. But typically, I would assume that when they get in a case, they got to do a fact-finding mission. They got to try to get as much detail as possible to point them in the right direction where this child may be, for them to do their searches and stuff like that. So I'm very interested into finding out what, that they did make it there and what they did day one. I don't know if this is a week process, if this is a 2-day process, a 3-day process for them. I don't know. But I am very happy that they're in the area, that they're coming to the aid to help in this case. I'm sorry that the kids that were out there are having to deal with being probed and pried and everything like that. But all I can say to anybody that was out there, anybody that came in contact with Kylie, anybody, just reach out to law enforcement if you haven't already been spoken with from law enforcement. Cooperate. It doesn't sound like these law enforcement agents really care that there was underage drinking there. I mean, I'm sure they would in other circumstances. They may, be writing tickets and stuff like that. But I think under this circumstance, it's just not, it's not something they're willing to do. And I agree with that because you need information. The bottom line is a missing child supersedes any kind of, ticket you can give. So they are saying, we're not giving out tickets. We're not trying to arrest anybody. We just want information. We need to know all the information possible. I hope you young kids out there understand that these law enforcement agents are trying to help Kylie and her family. And you've got to remember, and for the parents out there of these children, please, if your child has not talked to law enforcement, take your child to law enforcement to talk to them about what happened out there. Because at the end of the day, you would want that to happen if it was your child. And this is somebody's child. Somebody's child went to a party and never made it home. That could have very well been your kid. If you want people to cooperate, if it was your kid gone missing, then you damn sure better cooperate when somebody else's kid's gone missing. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've met a lot of people. Been a lot of bad apples in law enforcement. We see it every day. But the bad apple is a small, like a sliver of the problem. There's a lot of great law enforcement agents and agencies that really do great work. But there are a few bad actors that give them a bad name. Let's be honest. What happened to the community-wide search? It sounds like they've been this. I have to say, just in the press conferences that I've been reviewing, and maybe I've missed something. You guys can let me know. But according to the press, it seems like they're asking for help from everybody. They are not turning down help, in my opinion. So it sounds like there's a lot of law enforcement out there searching, but it sounds like there's a lot of private citizens also out there searching for this young teen. We're short 50 likes. If you guys have not liked this segment, please go out, give me a thumbs up, like it. And once you're done with your like, after you've liked it, or if you've already liked this show for today, go into the chat and let me know who you are. Well, your name will pop up, but let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. Let me know that you gave me a thumbs up, and drop your location, just your state. I don't really care to have your county or your city, so just a state is fine. If you're overseas and you want to tell, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Just saying. Yeah, I know. I like that. I think that started popping up in Dolly's thing. Leave your DNA on the like button. Kentucky. We got Kentucky in the house. Idaho. Tams, we'll be in Idaho soon. Just to let you know. We got Arkansas, New Jersey, Kentucky, New Jersey, Florida. Nice to see you, neighbor. PA. Did you see that article? Roxy, if you weren't here this morning whenever I started out my show, you need to see that creep you guys have in PA. That guy is scary. Scary. Virginia, Florida, Idaho, Belfast, New York. What is? I see your statement, Robin. You said that's from, I don't know, Arkansas, Rhode Island, Alberta, Pennsylvania. I've been lurking and listening from Kansas City. Well, it's nice to see you, Heaven. ZZT, Florida, Baltimore, Maryland, New York State, London. One day, London's on my bucket list. So is Australia, and so is the Netherlands. Not the Netherlands, New Zealand. We had somebody in here from New Zealand. I cannot believe some of the beautiful landscape in New Zealand. It is breathtaking, and I would die one day to be able to go. So if you love me, put me in your will for one trip to New Zealand. Thank you. Texas, a touch DNA. Mississippi, West Virginia, Rhode Island, Cocoa, Florida. Nice to see you, my neighbor. Oh, it's okay. You're good. You're good. UK. Nice to see you, Pink. Haven't seen you in a little minute. Got another member from Nana of 7. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. New Brunswick, Canada, BC, British Columbia, Northwest Florida, England, Washington State. Oh, your daughter studied abroad in Australia. I want to go to Australia so bad. It's just a beautiful, country. I've seen some of the like Sydney, Australia. It's beautiful, but very expensive. I hear it's ridiculously expensive. Indiana. Oh, the heck if I know. I'll have to look at photos. I've seen a few photos that just said New Zealand. It didn't say whether it's North or South Island, but it was like beautiful mountains over water. It was just, I don't know what part it's from. I need to find the photo and I need to locate I need to find out how to get to that spot. That's the spot I want to see. Maine, Claremont, Florida, another Florida neighbor. Australia. Oh, has nicer people. I bet they do. Tennessee, nice to see you. Well, a lot of the Opal community in Australia. Nice. Iowa. Yeah. Very nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you. That was nice. I'm glad to see. Oh, New Mexico is coming in. So nice to see you guys all from all over the United States. It's nice to have you guys all here. And for those that are on the replay crew, please don't, and those in the audience, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We do a lot of work. I'm not really the kind of person that loves being on this side of the screen. I like being out in the field. I like, helping families. I like going out and searching for missing people. We're going to be working on getting, the team back together to go out there and collaborate on helping other people across this country. And we're shaking some things up, and we're including other people into these collaborations that are, we're looking for somebody that's really got their hearts in the right spot, that really want to do good. And those are the only people that I want to surround myself with on YouTube. I don't want to deal with all these people that cause drama and complain about everybody else. I'm not into all of that. They can keep complaining about me, and I will still keep doing the good that I'm doing. I don't care anymore, So it's one of these things where we're going to keep driving this. We're going to keep forging ahead. We're going to keep doing good things. We're going to keep bringing information back to the audience here. And we're going to do it very, very well. And, I keep hearing, and I don't like, again, kicking up dirt or drama. A lot of people have been saying that, there's a couple people out there really trying to prevent me from going out there. And so this is a message for those folks. First and foremost, my name is Bullhorn Betty. No one controls me. Literally no one. No one in this world has control over what I do or what I say. No one. I control that. Nobody else. That's on me. Secondly, I will travel anywhere I please in this United States. I will do as I please wherever I go. I don't have to ask permission from anybody on here. So if you think you're preventing me from going, this is not my first rodeo. Every time I take a case, there's people that come out and say, we don't want you here. Nobody's going to talk to you. Just because you won't doesn't mean other people don't want to be heard. So let's just put that in perspective, because this is not my first rodeo. We do go out on a lot of cases. We do speak to family members. We do help families and friends. We do talk to a lot of people. We get a lot of information. And guess what? None of those people out there hating and complaining even got off their butt to do one of those things, let alone help a person they don't even know. So the next time you guys want to sit there and complain about Bullhorn Betty, I suggest you get off your little butts and go out and do something before you start complaining. Once you get off your butt and actually put some effort behind your work instead of just running that mouth, then you can start complaining about me. But until then, you will never control what I do. So as many people say I'm not invited or anything, that's fine. At the end of the day, the families that work with me, and they love me and they love the work I do because we help. We help. And even those haters, they may be talking a bunch of crap now, but if they had a missing loved one and they got shut off and shut down by law enforcement, I guarantee they're not going to be calling Baby Gap for help. They'll be calling Bullhorn Betty, Chronicles of Olivia, JLR, and Dolly Vision, and most likely MGL. Those are the people they would be calling to help them. When law enforcement shuts families down and refuses to help missing people, our haters would be calling us too. They won't admit it because they don't need it, right? But I guarantee as soon as they do, I'm not calling Baby Gap. I'm sorry. Anyways, I digress, right? We'll have to get those shirts rolling out. I'll do a behoove shirt. I'll do a I digress shirt. I promise you, I will design something. I still never did my say what, right? Remember that? That was going to be my first one. Say what? Now I got to say what, a behoove, and I digress. Might as well throw my face on it there too, just to make the haters go crazy. Did you guys see how much activity I got from all the haters going crazy because my face was on a pillow? The best-selling item? They probably sold more of my merchandise. I'm just saying. All right. I'm done. So this is what I'm going to do for the rest of, we got about 20 minutes to kill here, and then we'll be at the top of the 3 hours. I wanted to go over, because I really don't have a whole lot going on until this evening. And then, of course, I've got a political thing this evening. And then tomorrow I got to wake up at the crack of dawn. I got a political thing tomorrow morning that I got to attend to in the heat. But, you know, it's work. Nonstop here lately. I screwed up my whole entire calendar. So much so that I actually double booked when Suzanne was here. She can tell you. I literally double booked everything. I was literally pulling my hair out. And the day she was going back was the day that my schedule got back on track. So I thought. Then I forgot we had this the thing yesterday. Then I forgot I had this flag waving thing today. Then I forgot I had this event that I'm supposed to help set up for politicians on Saturday. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I screwed up my freaking calendar horribly. But there was a time when I wasn't on the calendar. You guys don't believe me until I show you this stuff. This is my calendar, folks. This is my, like, I am slap. You guys think I don't work. I'm slap booked. That's why whenever I can't go live first thing in the morning, you're like, why is she going so late? It's because I have stuff I've got to do. So if I miss one time slot, I got to move you to the very next time slot. And sometimes the next time slot may not be for a few hours. So, yeah. But anybody with any information related to the disappearance of Kylie Rodney is asked to please call and reach out to Detective Stephanie Freiberg. Hopefully I said that. At 503-392-5609. Or you can call in an anonymous tip at the anonymous tip line at 530-581-6320. If you know anybody that was in and around the Prosser Family Campground, August 5th into August 6th, the early morning hours of August 6th, is asked to please call those numbers. Also, if you took any video in and around that day, that evening, around the campground, around any place out there, because I mean, if you had a dash cam and you're at an intersection and you're seeing all this whole entire line of cars going out, send that dash cam footage over to law enforcement, because it might be the key that shows that she left the party. Anybody with any kind of Ring doorbell cameras, anything that's in and around there, that these people would have any kind of CCTV footage, if you have not heard from law enforcement, you take the initiative and reach out to them. You turn over whatever you have in your possession, custody, and control from that day in and around that area, so that they can process it and make sure there's no evidence that can lead to the whereabouts of Kylie Rodney. We are still searching for her. This is a tweet from Jennifer Coffendorfer, I believe yesterday. She was giving an update. She says, two-pronged mission. One is search, the other is rescue. So again, search and rescue. This is not a criminal investigation, folks. and it's very important that we let people know, because these kids are coming under heavy fire from a lot of people. And I know they're just speculating. We all talk about the speculation and all the things that we do. And we discuss it. And just like Michael Vaughn, remember when I was talking about, the abduction theory, as well as, the parents possibly being involved, and, people were getting a little uncomfortable and stuff. And I'm like, look, it would be a disservice for us not to talk about the entire case. We can't just pick and choose what topics we want to discuss. There is a possibility in this case that these children had a part in it, because we don't know what happened to her. There is also a part in this case that something else nefarious could have happened to her by somebody she didn't know, by an older person that maybe she was familiar with. There is other options here, other possibilities that could have happened to Kylie Rodney that we are not looking at. But for us to denounce any kind of conversation about the children, any kind of conversation about a stranger danger type of things would be very consequential, because we have to discuss those things to just talk about the entire case. And whether I believe the children were involved or not, by me not talking about it is a disservice to you. So we will start talking about it and engaging that aspect of this case. Now that you guys know my position on this case, we still need to discuss the other side of that. So we will be rolling out. I will be digging in. I will be finding some things that are suspicious, some things that just don't sit right with me. And we'll have some discussions on it and see what people feel, how people feel about it, and things of that nature. But anyways, in here, there's a two-pronged mission. One is the search and rescue, and two is the investigation. So there's 16 law enforcement agencies. There's 100 plus, I don't know what VOLs mean. I don't know if that means volumes. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's some equipment, possibly. Canines, ATVs, Jeeps, air support, boats, 1,500 man-hours, unified command. The second part, which is the investigation, all tips investigated, none too small, 50 FBI agents covering the leads and with state and local law enforcement. And she's commending them on how well they're executing this strategy by saying this is how it's done. So, this is a woman that knows good law enforcement work when she sees it, and she's commending them on the work that they're doing. But you don't see criminal investigation anywhere on this list. What you see is search and rescue, which is what I've been trying to convey, and why I've been so pointed in my discussions on this case, is because, law enforcement, if they truly believed that this was an abduction, a true blue abduction, they would not be trying to tone down the rhetoric. They would not be coming out and saying that, the only reason why we flagged this as possible of an abduction is because of the car being, not being found, and the fact that it opens us up for more resources. For example, here in this county, we stayed under a state of an emergency just to get that COVID money coming to our county, right? So it's kind of the same thing. They opened this up to get more resources in because it did meet a certain criteria. So they've come out and said, look, guys, we don't think she's abducted. We think this is a search and rescue mission. That speaks volumes from law enforcement, because they wouldn't be toning down that rhetoric, in my opinion, if they really needed leads for a suspect or for a person of interest. I don't know if they would do that. I feel like that would be damaging to the case. So, it's still, nobody really knows. We weren't there. We're all speculating. We're all trying to figure out the facts. But this is one that just kind of, hits a little close to home, because like I said, I've experienced a couple of incidences where there was young people drinking, and those were personal to me. Those were people I knew. And those things had deadly consequences. And everything that I have read and seen with this case just has so many similarities to the cases of people that I knew. So many similarities. So I just really don't know what to think. I can tell you this. Well, I did some research, and did I pull it up here? I think I might have it up here. I want to show you guys this. They have really, really scaled back their work on this case. I mean, oops, I just had it up. There it is. Really scaled back. Here is, if many of you know, we were just talking about this case 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and I brought this exact same information up. At that time, we had 307 agents actively working this case. 307 agents. As of August 18th, the number of personnel assigned to this case has dropped to a whopping 91 agents. 91 agents. They have a total of almost 18,000 personnel hours into this investigation. And do other criminals know everything? Yeah, I agree with that, ZZT. Yes, teamwork. They refuse to the tracking can be removed. The fuse to the tracking can be removed. Yeah, but how many people know that though, ZZD? How many people would know that? Because I mean, I got tracking in my car. I would never have known that it was fused. I could just pull a fuse. Not that I would want to. I mean, I don't have my OnStar service hooked up, so I don't even know if it matters. But even with the service not hooked up, I'm pretty sure that they're still following me. I still feel like Big Brother's right behind me no matter where I go. I keep wondering when my big brother is going to buy me lunch or dinner or a house or a car. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I know. Oh, I didn't, Anissa. No, keep him gone. Like, I don't know why. We know who it is. We know exactly who it is. Because they've told on themselves, they get tatered up and they tell on themselves, and we get clips of that. So we know exactly who's coming in here. And I'm getting sick and tired of them coming in here and causing problems on a channel. Like, stay on your own damn channel. Nobody likes you here. I don't go over to your channel. Why are you over here? I'm not obsessed with you like you are with me. Seriously. You're a drunk. I don't want anything to do with you. Quit hitting on me. You know, quit coming over here trying to get my attention. I don't like you like that. This is borderline sexual harassment. I am a 67-year-old Nana. If you don't have it Bluetooth to the cell phone, it can be disabled. Gotcha. If it can, okay, gotcha. Thank you, Anissa. This is the information on Paola Miranda. She went missing on December 18th. Maybe it was December 17th. Maybe it was the 18th that they reported it. Her car was found at Wekiva Springs State Park in Florida. If you have seen Paola Miranda or know where she is, please call 407-348-2222. And for those that want to know, this is, pull that down, the picture of Paola. Right there. Beautiful lady that went out. And just because she was seen in the water doesn't mean anything happened to her in the water. There is no evidence that she was attacked by an animal in that park. None whatsoever. But again, Sandy Sandals was sand consistent of the sand out there at that park or by her car or in her car, one of the two. And I think they were in her car. And there was a towel as if she had dried off and stuck her towel opened up in the back seat so it could dry out, which is still kind of giving you that indication that she made it back to the car. So I don't know what happened to her, but it doesn't sound good. Still nothing with Paola Miranda's case makes sense, but I'm glad to say that the family finally talked to the detectives. They had a good conversation with the detectives. They got to meet with the mayor. There was a lot of conversation talks. Again, I can't disclose those talks at this moment. I'm going to be bringing Cecilia up on panel in the next several days, along with a victim ST, a survivor, to kind of give us some insight on that. So please be on the lookout. I will make sure that you guys know a day or two in advance of this this interview and this live broadcast, because I know many of you guys like information, especially on the ST statistics. And, you know, not only that, but this girl, you know, she got out of it. She was a victim. She got out of it. She survived. She's got a wealth of knowledge. She's going to help us identify maybe some things, like if you see somebody, maybe some identifying characteristics of behavior, you know, what to do, where to go, what resources are available. So if you yourself come into contact, if you yourself are a victim and need help getting out, you'll have that information. But also if you know somebody, maybe you don't know somebody right now, but this information may help you identify those people so you can help them in the future. So I want everybody to be sure to attend that live broadcast with the ST survivor, as well as Cecilia. She's going to be talking with us about some of the initiatives she would like to advocate for, and talk about the conversation she had with Osceola County Sheriff's Department. So those are all upcoming. We are working on setting a date for that. As soon as I have the date, I will make sure you guys know so you can mark your calendars so you guys can be here. I'd like a great show of support. This is a great topic of conversation. It's a topic that we tag to just about every child and woman that disappears in this country. So it's time to look at it. So we'll make sure that when we're tagging and flagging these people, we're flagging them appropriately as possibilities of ST. Because like in the you know, and Summer Wells was, to me, a cut and dry case. You know, the parents did something with her after a terrible accident, but more information has come available that makes me question that. And then I hear Mary and Jeannie's theory, and it made sense to me. Does it mean it's accurate? Absolutely not. It's just their opinion that resonated with me. That's all it means, you know? But I definitely want to explore it because I think that it does have some meat to the bone. I really do. All right, guys. I always want to open I don't want to get off yet. I don't really have, I mean, I can do research and I can work on editing videos, but who wants to do that? It sounds like work. Sounds like work. You know what we're going to do? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to open the phone lines up. We can talk about cases. We can talk about your problems. We can talk about what you like, what you dislike. You can tell me about myself. So I'm going to put the phone, I got the phones on right now. I just don't want to, and we've put the link, if you guys want to come aboard and be part of the panel, just come on in. But I'm going to leave the phones open and see what you guys want to talk about. Otherwise, that didn't take long. I know who this is. It's not Amy. This is Betty.
Hey, this is your mother.
My mommy. Mama Bullhorn in the house, folks. Let me see the bullhorns in the chat. Mama Bullhorn.
Yes. I just wanted to say to you, I am very proud. And I've said this before, your conviction is so much like your grandmother's. She was like a pit bull on a rope. And the harder you pulled it, the harder she pulled it. And my mother was the type of person, she was your best friend. She would give you everything out of her pantry if you needed it. But stab her once, she may forgive you. Stab her twice, that you're on the out.
By the third time.
Happened the third time,
I'm booting your ass.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, baby.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you are.
Well, since your mama Bullhorn, Ma, you know, these people, they think they can control me with intimidation and things. Like, you've been with me for almost 43 years. I'm pretty sure that you were there since the minute that this butt pleasure, bless this earth. Do you honestly? Can you just give these people? I don't want you giving them advice. But let me ask you this: do you think anybody in this world can control me?
No, I couldn't. And you have so many talents. If you put your mind to it, you could solve all these.
I don't know if I could solve them. I have a good idea. By the time I set foot and do the due diligence, I have a good idea. But it's just not having a good idea and having the information is just it's sometimes just not enough. But you have something to go on.
Yes. And you know what? Out there at Wekiwa or Wekiva, there's Wekiwa and Wekiva Springs. I think the park system needs to put up some cameras. This is a reason. How many people need to go missing before they put up some damn cameras?
How would you feel if I said they have cameras out there that they disconnected and still have not reconnected?
I hear lawsuits.
Yeah, maybe that is an idea for
the word
because
lawsuit.
because it is you have a false sense of security. You think you're secure. You're thinking, that every face coming across that camera, and I believe they even now put up a sign saying their camera is disconnected. But I don't remember that sign being there when we first started searching for her.
Too little, too late, as your grandmother would say.
Yep.
Too little, too late. They need to get off their asterisks and get busy.
Yeah, there is no good excuse.
Oh my God! In Osceola County, correct?
Yeah, they got money.
With
you're not talking about a small
money,
county either.
With all the money that they have, they can't afford to hook up those damn cameras.
And not only that, but I think they could get grants from the state of Florida because it is a reserve.
Well, I can guarantee you in Myakkahatchee they have some cameras now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I remember riding around that on the back of my grandpa's Jeep. His 53 Jeep pickup truck.
And I just want to let you guys know before you go on this little scavenger down the memory lane. My mom, Mama Bullhorn, when she finds out I'm out in the swamps, when I go live, and she's usually, when I'm like, oh, this person's calling, it's usually my mother. Just to let you guys know. It's usually my mom beeping in while I'm live, and I have to hang up on my mom so I can continue my live. But she's usually trying to tell me to watch where I'm stepping so she can scare the crap out of me thinking I'm going to step on a rattlesnake. Not what you want to have when you're out there in the swamp, by the way.
Well, Jonathan, JLR, he goes out in those damn woods by himself, and he's stepping over pine logs. He's walking through palmetto fronds. That's where rattlesnakes hide to keep cool in this heat. Oh my God!
But we usually make a lot of noise. I mean, we're like
rattlesnakes climb trees.
But we're like a herd of buffalo, because we have to climb over everything. So you hear mom going over trees, me going over trees, somebody going under trees.
Yeah, but he needs to use a stick. He needs to stick the stick over the log before he sticks his foot. And he doesn't wear boots, and he wears shorts. That's against the way I was raised.
Yeah.
The old cowboy rules. You don't go walking in the woods without boots and long breeches.
Mm-hmm. I put all that stuff on. I'll even wear a freaking jacket to keep those damn mosquitoes off my arms. It's hot.
Well, my grandpa had metal-lined boots.
I've got steel toe boots, but that's about it.
No, he had the shins. He had special boots that had metal in the shins.
Yeah.
Because he was out in the swamp herding cattle all the time. So they didn't fool around.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to call and tell you how very proud I am.
Thank you.
Of what you're doing. And please don't waver. Don't waver from your conviction.
I don't. It's sometimes hard, but you know what? I take it.
Step back, close your eyes, and just tune it out.
Yep, that's what I do. Try to.
It's like
if it gets too annoying,
saying,
you know me. I'll just.
It's like saying, "Get thee behind me, Satan, for I am a child of God."
Mm-hmm.
Because basically that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and just again, just so I can say, do you live here with me? Do I live in your home?
No.
Oh, so you don't clean my room? You don't make me.
No.
You don't pay my bills?
No.
No.
I don't pay your bill.
I was hoping you were in the kitchen making me breakfast. That means I got to make it myself.
Right. I go to your house maybe 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Unless you need it cleaned.
Gotta love moms.
I'll be there to help you move that tree out of your yard. You just call me.
All right. I love you.
Love you.
All right. Bye-bye. The famous Mama Bullhorn blessed us with her present this morning. So, good morning, Mom. I love you. Thank you for watching. I have a funny feeling my aunt's out there watching too. So, hello, Auntie. Nice to see you. My aunt was like, she writes me. She's like, so what's going on? You know, like, I'm going live soon. Even my family, because they only see me on here anymore. You know, you guys don't realize this work takes away from family and friends a lot of the time. So most of my family and friends, if they don't tune in to YouTube, they don't get to see me anymore. I work too much. Yeah, she is. She's pretty great. She's dealt with a lot. Not just from me. My mom is she's good people. She's good people. She's a battle axe. Is that a thing? Oh Lord, I don't know what that. Beautiful mom. I'm going to tell you about yourself. Wow. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So, anyways, I guess I had the phones open. I guess I should go out. I should go out on a good note, right, Mama Bullhorn? Making my head bigger than it should be. All right, guys. But listen, I'm out of here. I will see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully, if I can get my butt in gear, I will start editing videos. I have a funny feeling what I'm going to end up doing. I'm so stinking exhausted. That heat, I don't know what it is anymore. Like when I was out in front of Gabby Petito's house, I don't know if it was just anger and frustration at that family for not cooperating or what. And I knew it was hot. You know, we did take quite a few breaks to walk back to the car to cool off, you know, throughout the day constantly. We always had cold drinks and stuff like that out there. And of course, we had plenty of people supporting us and sending us food and drinks and everything while we were sitting out there. But I don't remember being this blessed exhausted from being in the sun. I don't know if it's just hot, or if my body is just, if I'm getting old. Like it was only last year, but you know, I've ran my body ragged this last year in all these cases. So I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, my butt is whooped today. It is absolutely whooped. Oh, yo, main girl. So people were trying to state, this was a while ago. Every time she's on here, I have to poke fun at it because they were out, and this went across multiple people's channels. But of course, they don't do research, and they don't mind lying to their audience. They don't mind not having factual information and going off pure emotion and speculation, and then saying it's fact. See, we don't do that here. We tell you what's fact. We tell you what's speculation. We tell you what our opinion is. But they are passing this stuff off. They try to say that I lived with my mother and how I used my mother, beat my mother. Golly, I can't remember all the nasty stuff they said. So it's just one of those things like, you know, I've been telling people for a long time, I work very hard to get everything I've got done to get done. And, you know, I don't need, I'm not one of those people that live off mommy and daddy. Do I lean on them once in a while? Of course, as all adult children do. Once in a while, I lean on them. But yeah, they ain't taking care of this girl. They haven't been taking care of this girl since, geez, I think I ran away from home. What was it? 15, 16? Had my own apartment by 17. piece of shit apartment. Oh my God. You know what's so crazy is that apartment that I shared with my girlfriend, my best friend, right? We were older, so we rented an apartment. And anyways, this is how bad the place was. I think it was like 6 months after. I think I left there before she moved out fully from it. Literally 6 months after we moved out, they had to demolish it. That's how bad it was. That is how bad it was. It was bad. So, anyways. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with me this wonderful Friday. It was so nice. I'm sorry I started late, but my day's been kind of off. Hopefully by next week, we'll get it back together. We'll be back at our regular 8 o'clock in the morning. Remember once upon a time when I came on at 5 a.m.? I keep wanting to know whether I should start a 5 a.m. coffee club and an 8 a.m. coffee club so the night owls can get a little taste of the early birds. I don't know. We'll see what's up. I don't think it was a big accomplishment. Probably one of the stupidest things I ever did, because you know what? Nothing worse than leaving home. I got this. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm leaving. I can do it all by myself. And then having to come back home like 6 or 7 months later with your tail between your legs. Can I have my room back? Please. Right? Please, I'll be a good girl. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Have a great Friday. Go do something kind for somebody that you do not know. Bank those good karma points. Good karma points. And don't forget to have a great day, a wonderful weekend, and don't forget to be fearless. Have a great day.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.